Every year since 1954, the UC Davis Aggies and the Sacramento State Hornets have met up on the football field in one of the greatest rivalries in all of college football. Today, this great tradition continues, and the stakes couldn't be any higher for either school. Both teams have a big-time cause and are looking for any way to get a win in the 71st playing of the Causeway Classic here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Hello, everyone. Scott Marsh here with Scott Gordon. It's our honor, it's our privilege to be bringing you this amazing game today. And Scott, we know it's the Causeway Classic. That alone makes it a great game. But today, there's so much more on the line than just a Causeway trophy. It's a Hollywood script we have here this afternoon.
You couldn't ask for better, Scott. The weather's beautiful. It's a 1 o'clock tilt. This game means so much to the community, to the alumni, to the former players. But the 2025 version means a lot to both these teams. They come into the game 5-2 in conference play. Both teams have 7 wins. To the winner goes a playoff, probably a home playoff game. To the loser, they go to the playoff committee. Both teams want this one.
They want it badly. And for UC Davis, we know their success. They throw the football, and that means their redshirt freshman quarterback, Caden Pinnick, he's going to have another special game for the Aggies today.
UC Davis is one of the few teams in all of FCS that's in the top 25 in passing efficiency, rushing efficiency, and total overall offense. And the maestro of that is Caden Pinnick. He's got 22 touchdown passes, over 2,000 yards. He's rushed for over 300 yards and has 3 rushing touchdowns. The only thing with Caden in the last 3 weeks and their 1-2 record is he's had 7 turnovers. He's got to protect the football today if they're going to win the Causeway.
The Aggies like to throw it through the air. Sacramento State, they prefer to keep it on the ground. They will like to get the go-go going with their star running back, the transfer from Pitt, Rodney Hamden.
Yeah, Rodney Hamden played at Pitt for 4 years. He had 14 touchdowns. He transferred here, and all he's done is rush for over 1,000 yards, averaging over 6 yards per carry. He's got 11 touchdowns already this year. They are going to pound the rock, pound the football. If they are going to win the Causeway, it'll be on the back of number 2.
UC Davis won the coin toss. They elected to defer. They will kick off. So let's get to the keys to the game presented by Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company. Do well before we get the kickoff, Scott.
The Aggies need to slow down that running attack, make Cardell Williams beat them with the pass. They've got to win in the red zone, force field goals, not touchdown. And finally, they've got to protect the football, Scott. They have 7 turnovers in their last 3 games.
How about for Sacramento State today?
Well, they're going to pound the rock, try to get as many carries as they can. They've rushed for over 300 yards in their last 3 wins. Try to contain Caden Pinnick one way or another. And they need to finish their drives. They didn't punt in the first quarter last week, Scott, but all they ended up with was 3 points and a field goal.
The 71st Causeway Classic about ready to kick off from an absolutely gorgeous day from Davis here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Tim Plow called it the last Causeway Classic. We don't know about that. We know it's going to be a memorable one. The winner definitely in the playoffs. The loser, they have to await the playoff show tomorrow. It's also senior day here for the seniors at UC Davis, their last regular season game here on this field. It's also salute the service day. You couldn't have a better script for a college football game than we do today. An absolute sellout crowd. A look at the Aggie Pack there, and they are ready to go for this one today. We are as well. Isaac Mancera will kick off for the Aggies, set to return the dangerous Rodney Hammond. And the Causeway Classic is underway. A squib kick. It's fielded upfield by Jamar Curtis to the 30, 35, and all the way out to the 40-yard line. So we see Jamar Curtis, I believe. We have multiple numbers, and it is Jamar Curtis, who has not played since week 3 of the year. This is a Walter Payton watch list candidate at the beginning of the year, a preseason All-Big Sky. He'll be a big factor in this game, Scott.
Yeah, no doubt. They hadn't played him since week 3. Like you said, they can play him here and still preserve his eligibility for next year. So he's going to get, like you imagine, all hands on deck. He was the Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year last year, and he will get some carries today in addition to, obviously, Rodney Hammond Jr.
Hammond will start on 1st and 10. Ball out to the 40-yard line. Excellent field position for the Hornets, who have been very good on special teams all season long. That's been a problem for the Aggie kickoff return team, and already whistles blow before the very first snap.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Our referee for the Causeway Classic today is Robert Quayle, and we already see a pre-snap penalty against the Hornets.
That goes right on Cardell Williams. You've got to see the clock. They're making their shifts. They cannot do that, so now it's 1st and 15. But this is a Hornets team that's very effective on their first drives.
The go-go offense on 1st and 15. Hammond breaking some tackles and getting back to the original line of scrimmage. 5 yards for Rodney Hammond, who got over the 1,000-yard mark last week in that heroic comeback victory against Idaho, 23-20.
Good job by the Aggie defensive front on the left side. Sam Golagowski, Trent Karad, but Hammond bounced off of those tackles, and it was Nate Ruchina, the transfer from Cal, who made the stop.
From the pistol is Williams on 2nd and 10. The tight end Bear Tinney in motion. They'll hand off again for Hammond, just between the hashes for another 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6. And as we know, Sacramento State, they want to ground and pound today.
Yeah, if it's 3rd and 6, if it's 4th and 6, sometimes you're watching the film on them, and you'll watch it here. They hit the hole so hard, a little bit of a pull on their left side there, Jose Soto. But Rodney Hammond, who's used to running against ACC running backs, he had a talking to earlier this season. The coach said if you could break tackles there, you should be able to break them in the Big Sky.
3rd and 6 for the Hornets on their opening drive. The handoff to Hammond, trying to get around right edge. He's brought down, only a 2-yard gain, well short of the first down. Jackson Sievers, who's done a great job for the Aggies, who started after Connor Parters got hurt earlier in the season, makes a big play for UC Davis.
The real player who made the play was Sam Golagowski by forcing it back up inside as he stayed as a defensive end spot. Nate Ruchina comes up, makes a fantastic tackle on Rodney Hammond. But look at this, Scott, early in the game, 4th and 4, no surprise, the Hornets are going for it.
And we'll see if they do indeed go for it here. Of course, offsides by the Aggies would give them a first down. The Hornets are 17 on 30 for 4th downs. To the air, Williams across the middle, it's incomplete. And so Brendan Marion rolls the dice on 4th down early on. It doesn't go the Hornets' way.
Interesting call, too, because they were picking up 3 or 4 yards on the ground. They go a little play action. The Aggies have great coverage deep, plenty of pass protection. Cardell Williams throws it over the middle, overthrows his intended target, Jordan Anderson, and so the Aggies are now set up in great field position. They'll start off in Hornet territory on the 47.
So Brendan Marion not leaving anything on the table early on in this game, but as a result of not getting it, the Aggies have terrific field position for their opening series of the game. Sam Batu comes out to the left, Dobbins to the right, first down. Pinnick pulls it, throws out Batu. Has a first down inside the 35-yard line, gain of 11. Batu, a tremendous story, was born in Liberia, played football in Japan, his dad in the military, finds himself here at UC Davis, and he's been a real star.
And how about last week at Montana State, Scott? He had 10 catches on the road in Bozeman.
Handoff on first down. That's Jordan Fisher with a seam inside the 30, near a first down. Got 8 down to the Hornet 27-yard line, as Jordan Fisher's had to pick up the primary rushing responsibilities with Carter Vargas getting hurt in the Idaho State game. Aggies working with pace, 2nd and 2. Handoff Fisher. Got past the line again before being bounced back. That'll move the chains.
It'll move the chains for a first down. Good job by UC Davis. They've come out 3 plays. A little quick hitter to Sam Batu to get Caden Pinnick in rhythm, and then 2 back-to-back runs by Jordan Fisher, who comes into this game with 863 yards. He's got 21 catches in addition to that, as he can be an effective weapon in both the passing and rushing game.
5 times over 100 yards on the season. Aggies trying to get the first points in the Causeway Classic. In motion, Zach Jones. They fake the fly sweep. Pinnick within the pocket. Across the middle has a man wide open. It's Batu inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Aggies.
Great throw by Caden Pinnick. I thought he was going to miss him, Scott. He was wide open trending across, but give Sam credit. They were going against a cover 4 zone. He sat right in the middle of it. He didn't keep running. He stopped there. Great job by Sam Batu, who you just talked about. Really good throw by Caden Pinnick, who starts the game 2 for 2.
Aggies have been great in the red zone all season long. 25 touchdowns, 8 field goals, and 38 drives down there. So a terrific start for UC Davis. Can they finish it off here? 1st and goal from the 3. Ian Simpson, the tight end, in motion. The handoff for Jay Fish, hit in the backfield, taken down for a loss, all the way back to the 6-yard line. Big play by the inside linebacker, Diego Davis. And this is where the Aggies have struggled without Carter Vargas.
Yeah, when Carter Vargas went down, you remember that game, Idaho State, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, but they're also getting a great push. Sacramento State is very stout up front. They have 5 players who are experienced and good up front, and they got great penetration. Aggies tried to pull a guard in there and run behind the tight end. Didn't get anything, actually lost a few yards.
Dobbins out to the left, Batu to the right. Pinnock hands off, Fisher has a seam. Fights forward, did he get in? It's going to be very close, no signal yet. And they're going to roll him down at the 1 yard line. Hornets have the football. Fisher lunged out. I think he was ruled down by contact.
On the field as the ball carrier was down prior to losing the ball short of the goal line, 3rd down.
Our review booth next door is looking at us because he tried to reach out and actually cross it. And let's take a look at the replay right here. He's going right through the A gap. He gets up there, looks like his knee's down, and he reaches out, and the ball is clearly not a fumble. So here we go, 3rd and goal at the 1.
Aggies trying to punch it in for 6 in a pistol formation. Mitch Dixon along with Simpson, the 2 tight ends stacked to the right. Handoff for Fisher up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, UC Davis. Jordan Fisher past the goal line. It's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, and just like that, the Aggies force a turnover on downs. They go the other way. They get the first 6 points of the ball game.
And Brennan Marion pushed all his chips into the table, and he came up double sevens. And UC Davis got the ball at the 47. A great drive, took it down the field, scored on 3rd and goal. Jordan Fisher taking it in. As you talked about, somebody that's had over 100 yards 5 times this year, 5th touchdown of the season.
Hunter Ridley on for the extra point attempt, gets it, and just like that, just over 5 minutes into this game, UC Davis gets the first score of the ball game. Jordan Fisher with the touchdown run on 3rd down. Ags lead early on in the Causeway Classic.
University Credit Union has been serving students, employees, and alumni of the university community for more than 70 years. We've got plenty of moves that benefit our members, like the lowest loan rates in the nation guarantee, educational resources, personalized savings and investing advice, and 24/7 online and mobile banking. Plus, our virtual assistant, Royce, is always happy to deliver an assist. University Credit Union, the winning choice. Learn more and join today at ucu.org.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
Back here at UC Davis Health Stadium, the Aggie Pack loving the start for the Ags. As we take a look at the Motherlode Vantage Storage scoring drive stats, UC Davis going 7 plays, 46 yards, 3 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, capped off by the Jordan Fisher touchdown run. Extra point good. Aggies leading 7-0.
As we see Coach Burke, the running backs coach, sitting with Jordan Fisher, going through the iPad. That's become a big part of college football, but really, Scott, you can't ask for a better start for the UC Davis Aggies. The defense does their job, gets off the field, turns it over to the offense.
Another squib kick, trying to keep it away from Hammond. It's fielded upfield, and getting blown up immediately is the up man. That was Jaquale Smith. And good coverage by the Aggies there. Charlie Allen in on the play along with Nate Ruccina. And then the story here at UC Davis Health Stadium, that's Corey, the tee retrieving dog, who goes out to pick up the tee and get a treat, of course.
Scott, I went down before the game. I spent some time with Corey, so this is going to be a big one for you. I got my picture taken with Corey. I'll be posting that tonight.
Is Corey ready to go?
Corey looks fired up.
Yeah. I imagine the entire Aggie sideline fired up as this Hornets sideline is as well. The 71st Causeway Classic. Aggies leading 7-0. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Handoff up the middle. That's the second back of the day for Sacramento State. Damian Henderson, the second, gets 4 yards. As we look at the series history here in the Causeway. 71st Causeway, 72nd overall meeting. They met in a playoff game in 1988. UC Davis leads the series 48 games to 23. Second down handoff. That's Henderson again. Henderson, the sophomore out of Compton, California, will make it a 3rd and short.
Sacramento State brought in 71 new players, Scott, and Henderson was one of those. He was a transfer from Colorado State. He's carried the heavy load before. He's got 85 carries on the season, and you'll see 4 different backs today: Curtis Hammond, Henderson, and Jaquil Smith.
Part of the challenge of playing the Hornets is getting matched up with them schematically. They run the ball a lot, but they have so many different schemes and lineups to run the football. 3rd and 2. Handoff Hammond, hit at the line of scrimmage, taken down, did not get the first down. Jacob Syke was there for the Aggies, and Jacob Syke, what an addition he has been to the defensive line for the Aggies. A Harvard graduate, now in the Graduate School of Management at UC Davis, and he's going to get done on the field.
Look at the job they get penetration with Trent Carrad there. Jacob Syke does a nice job of coming down, but if you don't get that penetration from Rain Mayo and Trent Carrad to push it in the backfield, and now Sacramento State, who has scored on 8 of their 11 opening drives, is now gone 3 and out back-to-back series.
So Cal McGuff on the punt for the Hornets. Excellent. 4th in the country. Net punting. Almost had that blocked. I don't know how it wasn't blocked, Scott, as he delayed it. And the punt return made by Kalani Riddick. An extra shove at the end. No flag thrown. That was a crazy sequence right there. Penalty, or a timeout here on the field. We'll take the break as well. UC Davis will have the football back when we return here in Davis.
It'd be hard to say somebody's enthusiastic about football as I am, but Hannah's got to be pretty close. Me and the tailgate gang before every game order
3 strawberry milkshakes, no toppings.
for good luck.
He doesn't even have to order them. I know exactly what he wants. One weekend, you had forgotten to get those milkshakes, and then we lost the game. And then the next weekend, he came back. The milkshakes were left sitting on the table.
Here she comes running behind me. Mr. Chip, you forgot your strawberry milkshakes again. My 3 shakes. That is neat.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
How do you reach new heights? You roll your own way. Golden One Mobile Banking gets that you're always after something, stopping at nothing, driven from within, bringing out your best. It's the ride of a lifetime, and you capture every second. That's why we keep up with you, so you can celebrate your wins anytime, anywhere. Golden One Mobile Banking. Life is a journey best shared together.
There's a look at Tim Plow as we're going to take one more look at that previous play, as it looked like UC Davis was going to block the punt. Then it was almost running into the kicker. McGuff stutter stepped, Karad almost blocked it, almost hit him, may have made contact. Not quite sure about that. Then on the other end, Kalani Riddick catches it, gets tackled okay, and then at the end of it gets shoved down.
Getting the business, as they used to say. He's giving him the business. Nonetheless, a physical game on both sides to see what the Aggies can do now, as their defense has done a good job on the first 2 drives.
Aggies up 7-0 with the football. 1st and 10. They'll hand off again for Fisher. Gets past the line of scrimmage and out to the 28-yard line. Jordan Fisher, who wears 20 because his favorite back growing up, Barry Sanders. He's an old school back, Jay Fish.
They try to get him to laugh every week. You and I get the chance to travel sometimes and spend some time with him. He is a straight-faced. You do not want to play poker against that guy. You don't know what he's thinking, but he's a heck of a running back.
He's the picture of neutrality, according to offensive coordinator Paul Shelton.
That's hilarious.
Maybe a diplomat is in his future.
Switzerland.
2nd down and 7. Trips receivers out to the right. Pinnock pulls it, throws down the field, man-to-man coverage for Zach Jones. It's incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Jason Oliver. And that'll set up 3rd and 7.
Oliver out of Bakersfield, California. One of the Colorado transfers is just running stride for stride. They come up in man coverage.
Aggies snap it quickly on 3rd down. And nothing doing there. They tried to catch the Hornets, not getting set, but they did bring Fisher down, well short of the 1st down, so a 3 and out for the Aggies.
So Sacramento State's defense does what they need to do. The Hornets needed their defense to make a stop, and they did. The Aggies come out, pick up first 5 yards on 1st down. They got 3 that one with Fish, but the incomplete pass by Caden Pinnock to Zach Jones, forcing them to have to punt.
Dylan Morrow on for the Aggies, averaging 44 yards a kick. Set the return for the Hornets is Jamar Curtis, I believe, back there. And he's going to signal for a fair catch at his 10-yard line. So a good kick by Dylan Morrow. Curtis elects to fair catch it. Score remains 7-0 as we go to the break in the 71st Causeway Classic.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
Thank you, NorCal. Thank you for always being first class and routinely flying it. Thank you for the early flights and the red eyes. Thank you for pushing us to get better, to do things differently, and for making Northern California the incredible region it's become. It's been a trip. Now, who's ready for the next leg?
Introducing Mix Market, your go-to destination for fuel and convenience in the Sacramento Valley. Stop by any of our 15 locally owned stores to fill up on premium bean-to-cup coffee and refreshing drinks, all at unbeatable prices. Join the Mix by downloading the Mix app to unlock incredible savings, like 16 cents off gas per gallon every time you fuel up, plus access to other exclusive deals. Whether you're filling up or just need a pick-me-up, Mix Market has you covered. Scan the QR code on screen to start saving.
Standing room only sellout crowd for the Causeway Classic as we look at Coach Tim Plow for the Aggies. 18-6 in his 2 years as head coach. Overall, of course, he's been an assistant coach here, an offensive coordinator. He's 5-4 in Causeways.
Well, yeah, as a player here from 2004 to 2007, assistant coach, offensive coordinator, now a head coach, 5-4. Won last year in his inaugural game, 42-39.
First down handoff. That's Jamar Curtis, who has not played since week 3. gets the handoff there, the third running back for the Hornets. We'll give you more on Curtis. We're going to get over to Brendan Marion in just a moment. But for Curtis, he's been building up for this moment to get back on the field.
Think about it, 3 series in a row, they have featured 3 different backs. First series, it was Rodney Hammond Jr., who we expected. Second series, Damian Henderson, who can be effective. And then Jamar Curtis, who started off the year as the player they wanted to go to, and he picks up 6 yards on first down.
2nd down and 4 from the pistol. Williams hands off Curtis, breaks the initial tackle, gets a couple of more. It'll be a 3rd. And they're actually going to give him the first down, so he gets the chains. As we look at the numbers from Jamar Curtis in his collegiate career, 591 rushes, over 3,100 yards rushing. He was on the Walter Payton watch list before the season. He was a preseason All-Big Sky. Never played a game in the Big Sky. That's how talented this guy is.
This is the all-offensive player of the year in the Patriot League, and you can see how shifty he is there, Scott. Not a lot of room in that run, but he cuts upfield and knows where the first down sticks are.
Another handoff for Curtis. Came right, turned it back left, brought down by Tico Riddick. One-on-one crime that time from the safety of the Aggies.
Kalani Riddick has really stepped up in the absence of Rex Connors, as Kalani Riddick coming in on a little backside pressure there. He's got 52 tackles on the year, 1 interception, and you got to give a ton of credit to Jaden Stanley and Kalani Riddick, who've been asked to do so much more in the absence of Porter and Rex Connors.
Yeah, such a loss for the Aggies. Lost both of them in the Southern Utah game earlier in the year. 2nd down, Williams to throw. Pass out in the flat, and it is caught out to the 27-yard line. The pass completed to Jordan Anderson, the redshirt freshman out of Inglewood. It'll set up a 3rd and 5 for Cardell Williams. He doesn't throw it a lot. He completes 65% of his passes. He's thrown for 1,600+ yards this year. Hornets at the line looking to get their 2nd first down of the Causeway Classic. Williams in the pocket, can't find anybody. He's going to pull down and run for it, trying to get outside. Nowhere to go. Kalani Riddick and Nate Ruchina containing him. And you can see the Aggies had an eye on him the entire time in the pocket, not letting him run.
Well, they had Kalani Riddick and they had Nate Ruchina basically spying him. So they rushed forward. They got a little bit of pressure. And Cardell Williams goes back to pass. 1-1,000, 2-1,000. They bring 4. And his alarm clock goes off. He runs upfield. Look at Nate Ruchina and Kalani Riddick doing a nice job. So again, Sacramento State's vaunted offense, who's had 317 yards rushing the last 3 games. They've gone 3 and out, 3 series in a row.
McGuff, the kick for the 3rd time today already. End-over-end kick, fair caught by Riddick at his 35-yard line. So the Aggie defense holding up early on. And that was the key. Of course, Matt Coombs, the defensive coordinator for the Aggies, every week stop the run first, but especially today.
Oh, no doubt about it. As we take a look at Kalani Riddick, who's got 53 tackles on the year, 2 forced fumbles. He's got 1 interception in addition to that. He's done so much and played a big role in the special teams game as the punt returner.
So UC Davis leading 7-0 here in the Causeway Classic with the football. Good field position from the 38-yard line. Double tight end stack to the right. They're going to hand off for Fisher, falling forward out to the 41-yard line. Aggies have been using a lot of 12 personnel of late, 1 running back, 2 tight ends.
Well, they've got to do that because Mitchell Dixon and Ian Simpson, their tight ends, are such good blockers. They're very healthy up front with their 5 starters, but they're against a front like this. Sacramento State will put 4, 5, sometimes 6 players at the line of scrimmage, and you've got to have a 7-on-6, hat on hat, and that's what the Aggies are trying to do here.
2nd down and 7. In motion, Dobbins. Pinnock pitches it out. No, he fakes it, wants to throw, lobs it across the middle on the crossing pattern to the tight end, Simpson. He's in the Hornet territory, down to the 44-yard line. Good patience by Pinnock that time. His main receiver was defended, then he just came with the shallow cross to the tight end.
You nailed it, Scott. He was trying to go to Jordan Fisher on the wheel route. They picked it up well, and he dumped it off. Great completion to Ian Simpson.
Pinnock right back across the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for Dobbins. He threw into a lot of traffic at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think he thought Dobbins was going to stay right up the seam. Instead, Dobbins kind of bent over, a little bit of a bend route, a skinny post that time, so he threw it on the straight there. But that's okay. Caden Pinnock has started 3 and 5. The check down for the first down to Ian Simpson was a very cerebral, good read on the play.
Second down and 10 for Pinnock, who's thrown for over 2,200 yards this season. 70% completion rate, 10th best in the country. Pinnock, this time hands off. That's Kai Asia into the ball game. He dives forward down to the Hornet 37-yard line. So Kai Asia, who has seen action the last 3 games without Carter Vargas, who's injured, has done a nice job. And of course, he's from Del Oro High School, just like Caden Pinnock.
Yeah, the all Del Oro running back, quarterback there, but what a good change of pace. He had 5 carries for 37 yards last week.
Third down, quick pass, caught. Dobbins curls, has a first down, breaks a tackle inside the 20-yard line. The speedy Stacy Dobbins with some tremendous run after the catch.
41st catch of the year. This is a really well-designed play. They send Kaya Sia out to the left. They put Dobbins there. There's only one defender. Caden has a chance to read that play, makes the right read. First down, UC Davis. They are in the red zone for the second time this afternoon.
And now Pinnock will run up to the line. You know, he's calling a lot of the protection coverages for the line as well. That's the maturity of the redshirt freshman late in the year.
Yeah, they put a lot more on his shoulders because they trust him quite a bit.
Dobbins in motion. They fake the fly sweep. They throw across the middle to Simpson on the tight end screen inside the 10-yard line near a first down. I believe he'll be a half-yard shy.
That was the play, Scott. They ran for the touchdown against Idaho to get their first time on the board, and that was Ian Simpson's first touchdown of the year. They are going to move the chains to set this at first and goal.
First and goal, Aggies. Handoff Asia, breaking it outside the tackle and down to the 5-yard line.
Good tough running that time by Kai Asia. Gives Jordan Fisher a little bit of a break as he comes back in the game. He's ending every run north and south. 2 carries on the game, averaging 5 yards. And again, he had 37 yards on 5 carries last week in Bozeman. So Kai Asia's done quite a bit. Let's take a look at the first down route. You see Asia's to the left. They sit Dobbins right there in the zone. It's a great design, a good play, and well executed by Stacy Dobbins and Caden Pinnock.
So it is a first down now. They had not given it a first down on the prior play. So first and goal at the 5-yard line. Can the Aggies punch it in and take a 2-score lead? Pinnock rolling out right, under pressure, throws it to Mitch Dixon, and it will be a grab at the 2-yard line. So Pinnock able to get rid of it just before stepping out of bounds. It'll be second and goal from the 2.
One of the things we've watched Caden Pinnock do all year, wait to the very end sometimes to throw it away or run out of bounds. This time it looks like he was just trying to throw it away, but his primary target is the former quarterback from Rio Americano, Mitchell Dixon, who makes a nice catch right there at the 2-yard line. They do pick up positive yards.
Yeah, quarterback turned tight end, 14 grabs on the season. Aggies knocking on the door, trying to go up 13-0. Dixon will switch from the left to the right side of the line. And now it's whistles blown, timeout called, and Tim Plow wants to talk this over. A little confusion, and this is the spot where you don't want to have those 5-yard penalties.
30 seconds.
You know, you and I have talked about this a lot, Scott. You get 3 of them. You know, if you don't have exactly what you want, because the Aggies, when they lost to Idaho State, they had 2 penalties inside the 5 that negated touchdowns. Get the exact call that you want. The ball's on the 1-yard line, or excuse me, the 2-yard line on the right hash. Get the right personnel group and play call.
No doubt. Just 11 seconds left to go in the quarter. Aggies trying to get up 2 scores here. The 71st Causeway Classic. You know, Tim Plow came out in his press conference and said it's the last Causeway Classic.
Well, everyone's
made a lot of noise.
Well, but it's an accurate statement in that they don't know when these 2 teams will play again. You know, we looked at next year's schedule, and the last game of the season for the Aggies against Cal Poly, because Sacramento State has dropped out of the Big Sky.
Second and goal from the 2. Pinnock under center. 7 yards back is Jordan Fisher. Pinnock's going to pitch out for Fisher, trying to get around left edge, and he does! Touchdown, UC Davis! Pinnock under center, you rarely see that. Pitched out to Fisher, who just outraced anybody to the goal line, and the Aggies lead 13-0.
This is the old Reggie Bush play. You turn and you pivot to your right, and then you pitch it back to your left, and you let your fastest guy take on their guy. Great blocking at the perimeter. They take it from the right hash to the wide side, the field side for the touchdown. Jordan Fisher punches in his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's now got 6 for the season. And the Aggies have had the ball 3 times in the first quarter and scored touchdowns on 2 of them, Scott.
Ridley on for the extra point attempt. Morrow with the hold. Snap down, kick up. It is good. And what a first quarter for the Aggies here in the Causeway Classic. Another look at it here. Pinnock faked right, came back left, And Jordan Fisher, when he gets going, you're not going to catch him.
But again, look at the pulls they have. They had A.J. Hassan in the game, and he's running a little bit ahead of time, just a little bit, getting in the way of a defender there. That's all you need. He's out McKenzie, one of the safeties, but Jordan Fisher, so they ran him between the tackles, and then there on the little return, and there's Jordan Fisher. As we say, a neutral player. He doesn't play neutral, that's for sure.
Not even a smile on his face after that great run as we look at the Motherlode Van and Storage drive stats. 9 plays, 62 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. Aggies leading 14-0. And again, if the Aggies win this game, they're definitely in the playoffs. They're most likely hosting a first-round game next Saturday.
Yeah, everyone thinks that the Mercer game is going to come into a factor, even though the game was declared a no contest. The Aggies led 23-17 in the fourth quarter on the road in Alabama against a team that's in the top 10. They already have a win against a team with a winning record, in Northern Arizona, and if they can get this done in the Causeway, you think 8-3, 9-3, and 6-2 sole possession of third place probably gets them a home playoff game next week.
Sarah keeps it on the ground. It's caught by an up back at the 25-yard line. That's Jaquel Smith trying to make a move and brought down at the 34. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter as Corey races out onto the field to pick up that tee. What a quarter for the Aggies. It's all UC Davis in the Causeway Classic.
We are Golden One, California's trusted credit union. For nearly a century, we've taken every chance to empower our members, serve our communities, and build brighter futures. Because we believe that every single one of us is on a journey, but it's when we come together that we become the unstoppable one. Join us. Golden One Credit Union. Life is a journey best lived together.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
Basketball fans, Starch Madness is back, returning to downtown Boise in Idaho Central Arena this March 7th to 11th.
Up with Montana and on to the NCAA tournament.
Experience Boise's vibrant downtown with walkable restaurants, hotels, and championship basketball. Make your travel plans today at visitboise.com or by scanning this QR code. March starts in Boise.
Hey, grab me one too.
Absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in Davis for the Causeway Classic. It could be a absolute record breaker in terms of attendance if you look at the Big Sky standings. Montana State, the brawl of the wild. They're both undefeated. That game's going on in Missoula right now. And of course, the Causeway Classic here. UC Davis and Sacramento State both at 5-2. Northern Arizona trying to make their case for an FCS playoff berth, Scott.
They're having a tough time right now. They're trailing at halftime to Weber State.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Fly sweep. Jamar Curtis, it's cut off. He brings it back the other way, and that's what he can do. There was nothing there, but he found the seam the other way, and he got 9 yards.
In the first quarter, UC Davis outgained Sacramento State 115-34. I think they're going to go to a lot of Jamar Curtis because he is the most shifty, and as you saw right there, not much there, and he picked up 9 yards.
He was by far their best back in the fall camp. Just got hurt in his 3rd game of the year after playing games at South Dakota State and Nevada. Handoff again for Curtis. Not much doing there, but enough to move the chains.
Yeah, they run over the right side. They love that right side. Aiden Meek, Jose Soto, they just bring him along there. And that time, a very veteran back knows he just needs to put his nose down and pick up 2 yards. That's exactly what he does. The first down of the game for Sacramento State.
Nate Ruchina with the tackle for the Aggies. Handoff again for Curtis. He fights his way out towards midfield. 5 more for Jamar Curtis.
They're definitely going with Curtis here. You can see that. He's the hot hand, and again, this is what they do. They run 5 or 6 yards up the field to look at that. They got downfield fast 5 yards before there's any contact. Good movement on the right side of the line, and good job by Curtis of finding the running lane and getting upfield.
Cole Batson had the tackle for the Aggies. He's been playing for Rex Connors, the Boston College transfer. Rodney Hammond with the handle this time, and he's stood up by Ruchina. Maybe gained a yard. Ruchina, great story. He transferred from Cal. He was a tight end turned linebacker.
Yeah, they brought him in as a linebacker, then transferred him to tight end, and then they went back to linebacker, and he came here with Austin Taylor, the linebackers coach. He brought him with him, and he's been a stalwart at this position. 50 tackles on the year and a big one there, and I stand corrected, Scott. Sacramento State does have 2 first downs.
3rd and 4 for the Hornets, maybe 2 down territory. Handoff again for Hammond, nowhere to go. The Aggie defense has shut him down. Jackson Severs with the tackle from his backer position. More decision making right now for Brendan Marion. He went for it in a similar spot. It backfired on him on the opening series of the drive. Looks like he's going to go for it again.
Well, he went for it on his own 47. I think he's going to go for it on UC Davis's 48. What an opportunity here for the Aggie defense. And Sacramento State trailing 14. They know they need to get something here.
Hornets will go for it for the 2nd time on 4th down. Williams throws across the middle. Pass caught, and that's a 1st down. That's Ernest Campbell coming across the middle to make the grab. Campbell, what a story. Went to Texas A&M, did not play football, but ran track. It was a Division I All-American. Ran a 10.02 100-yard flash.
Yeah, they call him Flash. Great job on the RPO there. Good throw by Cardell Williams, finding to Campbell.
Who will throw again. He's under pressure, wrapped up and sacked, and that was Jacob Syke who got to Cardell Williams. And for Syke, it's his 9th sack of the season. The most sacks here at UC Davis since Nick King back in 2013.
Great job of getting some penetration on the left side against Trent Carrad, beating his man, forcing Cardell Williams left, and then Jacob Syke beating his man to make the sack. So just when it looks like Sacramento State is going, they lose 4 yards on 1st down.
The go-go going in the opposite direction. It'll be 2nd down and 15. Handoff, that's Jaquel Smith. Forget about it, nowhere to go. Jaden Few, the true freshman for the Aggies, making the tackle for loss.
This is a great job. The one thing you cannot do against the UC Davis Aggie front is try to be shifty and juke right in the middle of the hole, and that's what Jaquel Smith tries to do here. He tries to bob and weave, and he just cannot get out of the way of Jaden Few, the freshman who's played in every game. So a 3rd and long as UC Davis takes a timeout.
Yeah, that was true freshman on freshman crime right there. Few tackling up the freshman Jaquel Smith.
UC Davis, their 2nd of the half, timeout on the field.
So UC Davis will take the timeout on 3rd and 14. We'll take it as well. UC Davis leading 14-0 here in the Causeway Classic.
Making my way down downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder.
A noun or a verb. Either way, let's Pocatello. You can do all this. Or this. Go to visitpocatello.com to get every minute out of your visit.
Mother Lode Van and Storage is an award-winning moving company and the official mover of Sac State football. Mother Lode is a local, family-owned and operated moving company that is also an agent for North American Van Lines. Whether you need local or out-of-state movers or award-winning commercial relocation services, Mother Lode Van and Storage has you covered. They have a fleet of modern trucks, highly trained professional employees, and a secure warehouse for your storage. Call Mother Lode Van and Storage today for all your moving and storage needs.
We never set out to be the largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest. We just wanted to be the best. But we forgot that being the best means more guests wanting more action, more jackpots, more big-name entertainment, more pedicures. Well, more everything. Until one day, you look up and realize, we need a new hotel tower. The new River Tower, to be exact. Northern Quest in Spokane, Washington. Now the largest. And yes, still the best.
There's a look at first-year head coach Brendan Marion, who came to Sacramento State from UNLV, was the offensive coordinator there for a couple of years, prior the passing game coordinator at Texas. 7-4 in his first year as head coach of the Hornets. Had a great conversation with him during the week. He looks at it, 8 games in the playoff, that's a successful season. Nothing else would be for the Hornets. Handoff on 3rd and 14, no fake, pull and pass by Williams, incomplete to Campbell, and it'll set up a 4th and 14.
There's a flag down on the play, though. It looks like it'll be pass interference. Let's see.
Pass interference. Number 23 in the defense. By rule, the ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So they're going to call that against Batson, and that'll be an automatic first down for the Hornets.
That's a tough one because Sac State has not converted a 3rd down yet. Watch he turns them. That's why they have this. He's got his hands on him. And they're going to say that right arm turned flash around to the left. Nonetheless, that's the first 3rd down conversion for Sac State.
Williams dumps it off on 1st down. Catch made by Anderson, but he's rudely met by Nate Ruchina, who's having a big Causeway Classic so far.
Nate Ruchina is stepping up in a big way. He's not letting anything go. He's leaving it all out on the field. And again, with Porter Connors going down, there's a ton of pressure on Jackson Sievers, a ton on Nate Ruchina, and Nate Ruchina has stepped up the last couple weeks for UC Davis.
Williams now in this game is 3 of 4 for 17 yards. The Hornets have rushed for 42 yards so far, well below their average. The handoff to Curtis, breaks a tackle, gets down the sideline inside the 25 into the 20 before being thrown out of bounds by Jackson Sievers, and that's one of their biggest gains of the first half.
Yeah, Curtis is saying, feed me the ball. He is fired up, and he does a great job of breaking the tackle here. They just go off the left side. They have a puller, great block by Jose Soto. He breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and Jackson Seaver throws him out, but not before they get down to the 21 as they get close to the red zone for UC Davis.
1st and 10, just outside the red zone. Williams on a quarterback keeper, nowhere to go. Brought down at the line of scrimmage as Jacob Syke in on that tackle for the Aggies. As we said, a Harvard graduate. Of course, Harvard today went down against Yale, and that could affect the FCS playoffs.
Well, now that the Ivy League is guaranteed one of the 24 spots for the committee, it looked like it would be Harvard that would get it, but now with Yale getting that win, they might get it. Would the Ivy League, with 10 games only, get 2 playoff teams?
That could affect who gets in based on what happens here today as well. Williams on a handoff. Curtis has room. 15 to the 10. One man to beat and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It will be 1st and goal. A touchdown saving tackle for Jaden Stanley.
Sacramento State did a good job pre-snap. They had a player go in motion back and forth. They confirmed that they were in man. They brought Kalani Riddick on a run scheme. It was just one-on-one for Curtis on the outside, and he outruns. Looks like Jackson Severs. Jaden Stanley knocked him out of bounds. Sacramento State last week got in the red zone. They were 4 out of 6 on the red zone, their first trip tonight.
Curtis 54 yards rushing already. Had 229 for the Hornets in the first 2 games. Williams to throw, rolling out right side, dumps it off, and it's dropped. Oh, that would have been 6 points. Right in the breadbasket of Sam Adams. He would turn into the end zone, but could not make the catch.
Well, it's little play action this time. Sam Adams runs into Kalani Riddick, and then they dump it off to him, and he just drops it. So that's not the 5th back that we've seen in the game for Sacramento State.
2nd and goal. Campbell, the wide out. To the right, to the field side. Hammond in the pistol behind Cardell Williams. Williams going to hand off for Hammond, straight up the middle, makes the initial man miss. On a nice jump cut, gets all the way down to the 1, but it'll set up 3rd and goal.
This time the Hornets get a great push between the center and guard, and Hammond's able to cut back and take it from the 6 down to the 1. The offensive line got tremendous push that time, and Rodney Hammond just took it down there and again got it all the way down to the 1, finishing close.
2 down territory here for the Hornets, no doubt. Williams hands off again for Hammond. He's stuffed shy, I believe. No sign yet, and now there is. Touchdown, Sacramento State. And they've got the first points of the Causeway Classic. Rodney Hammond able to do just enough to get over the goal line.
A huge answer and big drive. I'm sure they'll take a look at this to make sure that he got in, but Rodney Hammond now with his 12th touchdown of the season. He leads the team as he goes over the right side, and at the very last second stretches the ball out, and Sacramento State has answered as they hold the extra point to get video confirmation that he was in.
And now it looks like they're going to bring it up to the box for a review.
It's under further video review.
So Robert Quello indicating they will look at it upstairs here. It was very close.
Well, it looked like he was stopped initially, and the question's going to be, was his knee down or was his knee on top of a defender before he reached out and pushed this one in? Let's take a look at the replay here. Good job, Nate Racina again on the stop.
He's down, I think.
It looks like his leg is down. We have to see it from the other angle. Here, this is going to give us a good look at it right here. Great job coming over. It's hard to tell.
That's a tougher angle,
That's hard to tell if the knee's actually down on that because he's falling on top of a UC Davis Aggie. Remember, the call on the field was touchdown, so it would need to be definitive.
And we have all the angles that the review team has as well. Of course, Sacramento State, there was a big review in that game last week.
A huge review.
Play on the field where Sacramento State caught it out of bounds. It was ruled a catch, went up for review, wasn't overturned. Sacramento State goes and scores with 9 seconds left, wins against Idaho, setting up this big game with the 23-20
Yeah,
win.
because if they don't beat Idaho, this game is not going to be a playoff game for them. They're just going to play the role of the spoiler. So here we're going to see it in combination. We want to thank our crew for getting us this. And it looks like they are bringing the kicker out. This is going to be upheld. I just don't think they had a good enough angle to actually see exactly where it was. You and I have talked about it. A camera angle right down the goal line is the best shot to have.
Well, and we know, especially at this level of football, you don't have a ton of cameras in every angle. You have a limited ability to look at things, and there wasn't enough to overturn it, according to the replay booth. So it will be a touchdown, and it is the 12th one for Rodney Hammond on the season. Extra point attempt up, and it is good by Grant Metters. And the Hornets have gotten to within a touchdown here in the Causeway Classic at UC Davis.
Hey, grab me one too.
In the heart of my Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
University Credit Union has been serving students, employees, and alumni of the university community for more than 70 years. We've got plenty of moves that benefit our members, like the lowest loan rates in the nation guarantee, educational resources, personalized savings and investing advice, and 24/7 online and mobile banking. Plus, our virtual assistant, Royce, is always happy to deliver an assist. University Credit Union, the winning choice. Learn more and join today at ucu.org.
Thank you, NorCal. Thank you for always being first class and routinely flying it. Thank you for the early flights and the red eyes. Thank you for pushing us to get better, to do things differently, and for making Northern California the incredible region it's become. It's been a trip. Now, who's ready for the next leg?
So Sac State with the response as they move down the field 66 yards. Rodney Hammond capping it off with his 12th touchdown. You look at the Sacramento State numbers. You look at the number of attempts, yards, rushing average, total number of yards, rushing touchdowns. They're all number 1 or number 2 in the nation.
Number 1 or number 2, and in the last 3 games, they've rushed for 317 yards on the average. They like to run the football. We've seen 4 different running backs, including Cardell Williams. That'd be 5, and then you flip it to the air. This is where UC Davis, they want to make Cardell Williams try to beat him through the air. Last week in their win, he only threw 18 times. In the win at Eastern Washington, he only threw the ball 6 times.
The kickoff is McGuff. High end over end kick. They'll go into the end zone and out, a touchback. And for Rodney Hammond, that 12th touchdown gives him the 4th best amount of touchdowns rushing the football in a single season in Sacramento State history. Of course, leading that is Charles Roberts, who had 14. And Scott, Charles Roberts is kind of like the Wilt Chamberlain of the Sac State record book. There's a Wilt Chamberlain book, and then there's one for everybody else, because Charles Roberts owns most of those numbers.
He sure does. A very special player in the rivalry, and obviously somebody where the Causeway meant a ton to him.
1st and 10 for the Aggies, leading 14-7. Approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Pinnock from the gun under pressure, hit as he threw it. He throws it out of bounds, intended for Batu, but he didn't have much of a chance there. Coming up the middle was Diego Davis with some great pressure.
They did a little play action in the backfield, but Diego Davis wasn't biting at all. They brought 6 on the pressure. If he could have put a little air underneath it, he would have had Mitchell Dixon, but there's no way. He was under duress.
Pinnock, hands off. That's Kayasea. Bounces it outside to the 30, 35, down the sideline, and finally knocked out of bounds, but not until he got to the 40-yard line. That's his longest run of the season. Good for 15 yards and a first down.
Knocked out of bounds by Diesel Gordon. No relation on the spot, but Kayasea with an absolutely great run there.
And now movement by the Aggies on the left side of the line. That's going to cost them 5 yards.
False start. Number 64, the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That goes against Jace Rodriguez, the junior out of Stony Brook, as we look at the Asia run.
Great job of bouncing it outside. Great block that time by Ernesto Nava as well, and a good finish to the drive, to the run right there. It was actually knocked out of bounds. I stand corrected by Jason Oliver, who's got a couple of tackles already in the game for the Hornets.
So it'll be 1st and 15 as Dobbins comes to the near side. 2 receivers out left. Pinnock will throw on a 5-step drop. Pump fakes, throws out in the flat. They're trying to set up the back screen to Asia. It's well read and tackled after a minimum game. Oscar Moore got out into the flat to make the tackle.
That's one of those high-risk, low-reward throws. They're on the right hash right there. They throw it out to Kayasea. They're thinking Mitchell Dixon can take care of the defensive back, and he just beat him on that. So the Aggies pick up maybe a yard, brings up a 2nd and 14.
So the Aggies push back behind the chains here on 2nd down. Batu in the slot. Scott Nixon, the wideout. They'll hand off to Jordan Fisher on a counter. Bounce back behind the line of scrimmage, trying to go right side, trying to make something out of nothing, and he kind of did. Go forward for a couple, but it'll still be 3rd and long.
You know, that's impressive. Sacramento State only had 3 players in the defensive line, and they got a ton of penetration. And Jordan Fisher, his GPS monitor might show that he went about 15 yards, but just picked up 2. This brings a critical 3rd down. Sacramento State was able to pick up their huge 3rd down. Aggies need to get one here.
Pinnock to throw. Nobody open. Rolls out near side. Dumps it off for his release man. Mitchell Dixon makes a couple of men miss. Running down the sideline. Has a 1st down and more. How about that run from Mitchell Dixon? One of the team captains, the guy that everybody rallies around, makes a huge play in this Causeway class.
Well, they call him the glue guy for a reason. He used to be a quarterback. He's athletic. His 3rd catch of the game. Great job by Mitchell Dixon. That was all him to pick up the 1st down.
That keeps the drive alive, and sometimes those unsung heroes make big plays in games like
Huge
this.
3rd down. We just talked about the 3rd down conversion. They got it.
So the Aggies back on the march on the Hornets side of the field. Tyler Hennessy lines up next to Dobbins to the near side. Now goes in motion to the left. Pinnock looking to throw, under pressure again, and he fumbles the football, and Sacramento State's going to pick it up, and they're racing the other way. This could be a pickup for 6. But tackled inside the red zone by Jordan Fisher was Koa Akui, the safety, who makes a huge play for the Hornets.
Just when UC Davis had all the momentum, they go a little bit of play action there. Caden Pinnock feels the rush. He goes to the right. Probably held on to it a little bit too long, but a good backside pressure. Hit as he was about to throw on the defensive line, and then Koa Akui from his safety spot picks it up. Xavier Williams is the one that knocked it loose.
It was Diego Davis who made the tackle.
But Jordan Fisher making the stop. Let's see what the Aggie defense can do. Sudden change moment right here.
So the Hornets knocking on the door, trying to tie things up here in the Causeway Classic. Handoff Curtis up the middle, tripped up, small gain. Got a yard down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, not a whole lot of room that time for him. He got tripped up in the backfield before he got to the line of scrimmage. The first turnover of the game. Last week, UC Davis had 2 turnovers. They gave up 14 points directly on a game they lost 38-17.
Now the officials stop things. Not sure what they're discussing here. Brendan Marion's out on the field. And they'll resume the clock. Not quite sure what that was all about. It's 2nd down and 8 from the Aggie 13-yard line. Turnovers have been a problem for Caden Pinnock in the last 4 weeks here. Handoff Curtis inside the 10. And he'll get close to a 1st down, a couple of yards shy, sets up a 3rd and short. But for Pinnock, he's had 6 interceptions and 2 fumbles in the last 4 weeks now.
Yeah, 8 turnovers is not going to do it. We highlighted that in our keys to the game, but I'll tell you this, Jamar Curtis has been the shot in the arm that Sacramento State needed. Rodney Hammond Jr. might have the touchdown, but it's been Curtis.
3rd and short. Cardell hands off Curtis, trying to get to the line. The gain did not get there. He's a yard shy. Jaden Few, Trent Carrad, and the D-line stuffing for the Ags. And you got to think for the 3rd time here in the first half, the Hornets are going to go for it on 4th down.
Last week they were in an identical situation. As you see the front there, good job by McCray Madruga just standing people up and the defensive line. So Rain Mayo, give him a ton of credit on that. And the Hornets will go for it.
Trips receivers out to the right. Pistol formation. Huge play in the first half here. Handoff Hammond. He has the 1st down. Inside the 5. Churning forward. Did he get in the end zone? No. He'll be marked shy. Just inside the 2. But a big 4th down conversion for the Hornets.
And a little diversion. They put 3 receivers out to the right, have the tight end on the other side. And they run to the left side behind the weak side, and they pick up almost a touchdown.
And his helmet came off, or one player's helmet came off. It wasn't Hammond. Had to come off for a play. Handoff to Hammond on 1st and goal. No signature on a touchdown yet. He'll be just shy of the goal line. So Hammond got just shy of the line. It'll be second and goal, very short, maybe a fingernail for the Hornets.
Well, you can see what they're going to try to do. It's going to be Curtis to get him down there. It's going to be Rodney Hammond as he goes to fight. And there's Rain Mayo just pushing him back, using all of that 320-pound frame along with Jacob Syke.
Second and goal. Hornets trying to tie things up here in the Causeway Classic. Handoff Hammond, he'll have it. And it might have been Williams who kept it. It was Cardell Williams who kept it on the quarterback keeper. He scores, and just like that, Sacramento State back to within one, and it's the 12th rushing touchdown for Cardell Williams as well.
As he matches Rodney Hammond Jr., and Sacramento State has now had 14 unanswered points. They get the first points off the turnover. They get the touchdown when UC Davis was driving. Pending the extra point, they could tie this one up in a game they once trailed 14-0.
So Grant Metters on to tie things up in the Causeway Classic. Snap down, kicks up. It's good. We got ourselves a new ball game. UC Davis went up 14-0 fast, and Sacramento State has tied things up as Cardell Williams on the quarterback keeper makes it 14 apiece here at the Causeway Classic. Tied at 14 in an incredible afternoon here at UC Davis in the Causeway Classic. Looking at the Big Sky in the top 25, Montana State 2 and 3 respectively. UC Davis fell to 15 after the loss in Bozeman last week. Northern Arizona still in the top 25. They're 7 and 4. If they get 8 wins, they think they should be in the playoffs. So we'll find out how it all shakes out tomorrow.
And they're playing Weber State right now on the road in Ogden and having a tough fight right now.
Squib kick for the Hornets, caught on a bounce at the 35-yard line. And the Aggies are going to have excellent field position. Nice job by the up man for the Aggies to make a grab on a tough bounce. That was Mason Walsh for the Aggies. They'll have good field position, 2:30 left to go until halftime. They have 2 of their timeouts and the 2-minute timeout.
Should we start chanting Walsh, Walsh, Walsh like we saw in the special teams meeting a couple weeks ago? Great job by him of picking up. So now, like you said, about 2:30 to go, 1 timeout, the 2-minute timeout, and the ball on the 39-yard line.
1st and 10 for UC Davis. Caden Pinnick with the fumble. It led the 7 points for the Hornets. The Aggies are +0 on the year and the plus-minus on turnovers now, and the first down will be wiped away. The handoff to Kaya Sia, and that's going to be motion against the Ags.
Number 11 to the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That goes against Mitch Dixon. And we've seen a lot of Kayasea lately, too.
Well, he's running really, really well, and he's running hard, and he's breaking tackles. He's a bigger back, a little bit more physical between the tackles, and the Aggies need a change of pace. They can't just rely on Fisher the whole time.
So it makes it 1st and 15. The Aggies are behind the chains to start this drive. Dobbins in motion. The handoff on the counter to Asia. Nowhere to go. Got a yard, and that was it. Wrapped up by Antavion McKenzie, the safety, who came around the left end.
Now Sac State takes their... So they're going to try to own the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Scott, of this 71st Causeway Classic.
Speaking of the Causeway, 71 years it's played every year since 1954. Here's a great little photo vintage of some of the prior Causeways.
And our good friend Bob Dunning has been at every one of these, which is incredible. Obviously played at numerous fields. There's the 2007 one. The Aggies won
2010. The Aggies win 2014 and the Hornets with the Causeway Trophy. You can look, so many great games. That was played in Reno at Mackey Stadium because of the fires that year. A strange year, but that was the year the Aggies won the Big Sky Championship. Fisher clears the backfield on second down. He catches the pass on a run to the 40, cuts inside 45. And a good game makes it a 3rd and manageable for the Aggies.
That's where Jordan Fisher can be so deadly, coming out of the backfield, making the catch, making somebody miss, and getting upfield for more than 10 yards on the play. So now it's 3rd and short.
And that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. So a big 3rd down here for UC Davis when we return. We're tied at 14. They call it a classic for a reason. And through the first half here, there's been nothing to doubt that here from Davis. Okay. Two minutes left to go until halftime. Coming up at the half, brought to you by Northern and Quest Resort and Casino. Game on. We're going to hear from Dominic Noto, the lead growth officer from University Credit Union, sponsor of the Causeway Classic. We'll have the first half stats, some first half highlights as well. And Scott, The one thing we do know, this game is on right now.
Oh, this game's on big time. You had UC Davis win the first quarter, up 14-0, but Sacramento State has answered, had their own 66-yard drive, and then forced a turnover. This is a huge third down, knowing the Aggies get the ball first in the second half.
3rd and 2. Handoff, Fisher pushing forward and has it into Hornet territory, down to the 47-yard line. Ricky Lee made the tackle, but the Aggie drive will continue.
They're going to go with tempo now. Less than 2 minutes to go and 1 timeout. They like the defense they have, the look that Sacramento State has.
Pinnock hands off again for Jay Fish. Gets a couple down to the Hornet 45-yard line.
Number 20, Jordan Fisher, the ball carrier.
Aggies still have 2 timeouts at their disposal here with 1:40 left to go until halftime, trying to regain the lead.
Trying to run as much clock as they can, still get some points, knowing they get the ball first in the second half.
Pinnock will throw, deep drop across the middle, pass dropped. Mitch Dixon was open near a first down, couldn't come down with it.
That was crazy. Mitchell Dixon, who made the great play on the drive prior to pick up the first down and get it down to the 40. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one. I think he was thinking about turning and getting upfield before the catch. It does 2 things. It stops the clock, and it gives them a long third down.
It does indeed. All right, 3rd and 7. Bunch receivers to the right. Fisher looked like he was going to clear the backfield, now comes back.
Well, I told them that Sacramento State is in man defense.
Pinnock on a deep drop. Winds up, throws down the field for Batu in the double coverage, and it's caught! Oh, what a back shoulder grab by Samuel Batu Jr. at the 13-yard line, and the Aggies are in business.
That was a great throw and a better catch. Great pass protection that time as Pinnock could step up and make the throw. Sam Batu running a post corner. Look at 1-1000, 2-1000, throws in rhythm, and a great throw to his back shoulder. Phenomenal catch as he beats one of the best DBs in McKenzie, and they're inside the 20.
35-yard reception from Pinnock to Batu, and the Aggies are in the red zone for the 3rd time today. Pinnock, handoff, Kayasea finds a seam left side inside the 15 down to the 12. Just running on that left side of the line between Jace Rodriguez and Zaire Collier.
You can just feel the confidence that Kayasea is getting in this first half, getting critical reps in a game of this magnitude has to let him know how much confidence the coaches have. They're going to try to manage this clock with 2 timeouts.
Plenty of time, 35 seconds left. They have a timeout. 2nd down and 4. The Aggies can still get a first down without getting a touchdown. High snap, Pinnock catches it, pulls it across the middle, and it's dropped! Mitch Dixon again. It would have been a tough catch as he was lunging backwards. Got his hands on it, though. Couldn't make the grab.
This would have been a tough catch, but would have been a good one. They do a little fake up the middle, try to hit the tight end, little quick hitter up the seam. Mitchell Dixon's going to kick himself, but this was not an ideal throw. The only spot, though, that Caden Pinnock could throw it in, he couldn't lead him in another spot as he was double covered.
So many Aggie injuries. We talk about Rex and Porter Connors, but Winston Williams, the All-American's been out since week 3 as well for UC Davis. Trips receivers out to the left. It's 3rd and 4. Again, the Aggies can get a first down without a touchdown. The handoff to Jordan Fisher inside the 5 did not get either. And now the Aggies are going to have to take their final timeout of the first half. I believe it's 4th down and 2, and maybe Tim Plow will let it run down and go for the field goal. They're going to line up quickly. We'll see what happens. Will they snap it? 5-4. Now Tim Plow. No, Sacramento State's going to take the timeout here with 4 seconds left to go now.
Brennan Marion came sprinting on the field.
30 seconds.
As he saw UC Davis lined up to go, he came sprinting down. I think the Aggies were just going to get to see if they could get Sac State to jump, and then they would have had the first down and could take a shot. I'd be shocked now if we don't see Hunter Ridley on to get 3 points.
It's the final play, regardless here. So if you go for it, the first down is meaningless. You've got to get a touchdown. One more look at the Batu catch. Perfect throw by Pinnock.
Watch this route. He's going straight down. He breaks to the outside, mandatory outside release, and then great job of maneuvering the defensive back, McKenzie, to the outside, but it was a perfect throw by Caden Pinnock.
Pinnock 10 of 15 for 147 yards in this Causeway Classic, and Tim Plow will elect to bring on Hunter Ridley to take the lead. Of course, in the Idaho State game a few weeks back, 7 seconds left further back. They tried to run a play. It didn't work. They didn't get any points in a 38-36 loss. This time the snap down kick is up, and it is good. So Hunter Ridley gives the Aggies the lead at the halftime break. It was 14-0 Aggies. Sac State rattled off 14 unanswered, and now the Aggies have responded with a field goal of their own. So UC Davis through 30 minutes. They lead 17-14. The halftime report coming up next here in Davis. Halftime here at UC Davis Health Stadium. We're joined now by the lead growth officer for University Credit Union, Dominic Noto. And Dom, of course, you're a sponsor for this Causeway Classic. Talk about why University Credit Union's a sponsor of the big game.
I mean, I think it was a great opportunity this year that we had. We get to sponsor a game each season. This is the first year we've had the opportunity to sponsor the Causeway. And knowing the importance of this game, we really wanted to jump on that opportunity. Anytime the university community can get together and celebrate, we want to be a part of that. Since we're the only credit union founded by the university community for the university community. And today, just being the potentially last Causeway Classic for a long time, and just a huge game for the Aggies, and the Hornets, everyone across the Causeway, even though we aren't, a partner with them. It's just a great day for the region, and we wanted to be a part of that.
I think you did my pregame earlier today. All right, Dom, Causeway's a big part of what you're doing right now. Talk about all the things you do for UC Davis and within the community.
Yeah, so being the the official credit union of UC Davis, we support the community in a lot of ways. Obviously, with banking options on campus and virtually for any UC Davis, anyone affiliated with UC Davis. So that's students, alumni, faculty, staff, families. Anyone can be a member. So we've got some products that are especially geared towards the UC Davis community. We got some mortgage programs specifically for UC Davis faculty and staff. We have an Aggie loan, which is a personal loan geared towards our UC Davis members. And we do a lot of sponsorship and donations for the university as well. So we have a large donation that goes to the Aggie Compass Basic Needs Center every year. So it's about a little over $17,000 every year. Helps students with basic needs. So they help them with food insecurity, housing insecurity, and mental health services. And we just want to make sure that we're helping the community with financial wellness and just any wellness in general, and how we can support the university with our sponsorship and then any dollars in addition to that.
That was a great answer right there. What is it specifically about UC Davis that you enjoy working with this university so much?
Well, we're both Aggies, Scott.
Of course, you're an alum.
So it's a very special place to me, and I'm glad that University Credit Union saw that value of the university. I think we've got great leadership on campus with Gary May, folks like Rocco DeLuca. We have a lot of great partnerships across the campus. They're doing amazing things, and we're glad that our brand can be a part of it. And that we can provide support for the folks on campus and help them be more financially healthy, save some more money, earn more money, and then we can give more back to the community and the university through that.
And especially with the students, now's the time to build the right habits, right?
Oh yeah, it's the earlier you start, the better. It's simple budgeting. How we can help you consolidate debt, build your credit. Maybe stop some bad financial situations before they even happen. But if you do get in a bad situation, we can help you. It's never too early to kind of restart credit or rebuild your credit history.
No doubt. And we're at UC Davis Health Stadium right now, but across the way is the University Credit Union Center, which rocks for basketball and many other events. Why the naming of the UCU?
It was a great opportunity that came up, and it's kind of the hallmark of our partnership here. Obviously it gives us great visibility across campus, and we get to support those programs that participate there. They have graduations and things like that. So it was the really way for us to get on campus and get our name out there. But then it's been a fantastic way for us to be ingrained with the community here.
Yeah, and it's been an awesome place to watch a lot of great Aggie events. Dom, it's always great to talk to you, from student now to league growth officer, man.
Yeah, from the other side of the camera to here, so it's been great, Scott.
You're moving up the ranks. All right, that's Dominic Noto, league growth officer. Our appreciation, the University Credit Union, one of the big sponsors for the Causeway Classic. Back with more halftime right after this. Halftime here inside UC Davis Health Stadium. Scott Marshall along with Scott Gordon. It's the Causeway Classic. We wouldn't expect anything less. UC Davis leading 17-14 in what's been a great first half of football, Scott.
It really has. UC Davis has outgained Sacramento State over 200 to about 100 yards, but took a 14-0 lead, but Sacramento State came firing back, got a turnover, got a touchdown. It's a 3-point game at halftime. We wouldn't expect anything else.
Wouldn't expect anything less for two teams fighting for their playoff lives as well. Let's go to the first half highlights. It started off Gunrock and Herky with a moment of truce there early on, but it was Jordan Fisher who kicked off the party for the Aggies.
He did on 3rd and goal, took it in, and this is where you'll see where the mascots acted a little differently than the players, a little physicality. Trent Carrad getting in, Kalani Riddick with the return. Physical, tough game, but this is what put UC Davis up 14-0. Jordan Fisher with his 6th touchdown of the season.
Second of the game, second time he's had multiple touchdowns this season, Scott.
And then it looked like the Aggies were driving down, just picked up a big first down, up 14-7. Ball is knocked loose. Koa Okui picks it up, takes it all the way down inside the 15.
It was Corey McEnroe who made the play for the Hornets, and it set up this touchdown right here from Cardell Williams.
Cardell Williams, and then the Aggies do, with less than 2 minutes to go, have a very good drive. That was a 3rd down throw to Sam Batu, and this sets up the final points of the first half. The Aggies lead this one 17-14.
They got 3 points there, Scott. They certainly would have rather have had 6.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, but getting some points, knowing they get the ball coming out of halftime is a big deal.
All right, let's look at the first half stats. They're brought to you by the Sacramento Marriott Rancho Cordova. Aggies dominating the total yardage here. Really the difference in the game is that turnover keeping Sac State in it.
Yeah, one of the things the Aggies fans have to be happy about, 3 for 3 in the red zone, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. The difference, that turnover, which led to 7 points for Sacramento State. If the Aggies can finish with this 212 multiplied by 2, they could be in very good shape.
No doubt. It's the 71st Causeway Classic. It might be the last, certainly for a while, and it's setting up to be an epic game here at UC Davis. We'll come back. The second half's coming your way next, right here from UC Davis Health Stadium. Second half about ready to get started. UC Davis will get the football. They won the coin toss. They deferred, so they got 3 points before the end of the half. They have a chance to put more points on now. Absolute sellout, gorgeous day here at UC Davis. 71st Causeway Classic, maybe the last one. We know certainly for next year it will not be played. Both teams want to have the final memory of winning this game. They want to make sure they're in the playoffs. It's senior day for the UC Davis students. You couldn't have a bigger plot moving into the final 30 minutes. Absolutely jammed with this ad.
Let me say this. If you have an onside kick, you've cooked up. If you have a trick play, you've cooked up. If you have a fake play, you've cooked up. It is coming out in the second half, Scotty.
The second half is on, and we're going to see everything and then some, I'm sure, as Cal McGough kicks off. It'll be into the end zone and a touchback. So UC Davis will get it 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Caden Pinnock, good and bad. He was 10 of 15, 147 yards throwing the football. Didn't have an interception. Didn't have a touchdown either. Fumbled it. It led to 7 points for Sacramento State for the 3-time Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. Of course, an FCS National Player of the Week as well. We'll see if Pinnock has a Jerry Rice moment in the second half to possibly win the Freshman of the Year at the FCS level.
He's been impressive. Made one mistake, held on to the ball a little bit too long, but the Aggies did only punt once in the first half.
Pinnock right there amongst the best freshmen in the country. 1st and 10. Batu in motion. They fake the slice sweep. They hand off to Fisher, and he gets out to the 30-yard line. So the second half starts with a 5-yard run for Jordan Fisher, who had 13 carries for 37 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half.
And one of the big keys from Paul Shelton, as you said prior to our meeting with him, was yards after contact. Jordan Fisher was contacted about 2 yards and picked up about 3 after contact.
The Aggie game plan was for 125-plus yards of run after contact. Pinnock the throw, under pressure, can't elude. No, he does. He throws it out to the flat. Is that a lateral? It'll go out of bounds. They rule it an incomplete pass as Pinnock was being dropped as he threw it, somehow able to get rid of it.
Yeah, a little dicey one there because they could have ruled that one or lateral and the ball would have been on the ground. You just got to be smarter and go down and learn to fight another day.
3rd and 5. Simpson was moving out to the flat, now comes back into the slot. Hornet defense wants a 3-and-out to start this second half. Pinnock on a 5-step drop across the middle, easy throw. That's Scott Nixon who gets to the line to gain, plus a couple, and that'll move the chains for the Aggies. So Scott Nixon comes up with just his 4th reception second reception of the season as the Aggies hurry and get it out into the flat. That is Ian Simpson down the near sideline, past midfield into Hornet territory. He'll have another first down.
You know what I love about this, Scott? The last 2 plays have been easy, good rhythm throws for Caden Pinnock. Take your 3-step drop, hit your receiver over the middle. That time, take your quick throw. And they have 12 players on the field. Look at the Hornets right there.
And they're allowed to substitute because the Aggies did as well. So let's clean that up on Scott Nixon. It's his 4th catch of the season. For Ian Simpson, that was his 23rd.
Pinnock, though, 2 for his last 2 on the 3rd down and the throw to Simpson.
Batu in motion. They fake a fly sweep. Quarterback keeper for Pinnock, who gets into Hornet territory, down to the 45-yard line. A 6-yard run for Caden Pinnock. And now it's just his 2nd rush of the game. The first one was actually on a sack. First design keeper for him.
First design keeper, Diego Davis, with the 2-4-4s makes a nice tackle there. Pinnock doing a nice job of not taking the direct shot. But again, 2nd time in a row, they run the ball on 1st down and get 6 yards.
Hornets light at linebacker. No Alex Rocha, no Derek Houston. They're both out with injury today. So Diego Davis playing a big-time role. Oscar Moore has been a big-time role for the Hornets too. Have not seen him out there. Kai Asia on 2nd down, breaking tackles and able to get past the line of the game. And those chains will move again. We're seeing a lot of Kai Asia today.
6th carry of the game so far in the first half. He had 5 carries for 30 yards, and he really runs hard. Good play call. That time Sacramento State had 4 players on the line of scrimmage trying to get a little bit of extra pressure.
Handoff for Asia again with space. Running outside left tackle, a late flag thrown as Asia got 6 yards down to the 34, but will this be coming back? Robert Quello is our referee.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 79. It's a 15-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
So that goes against the All Big Sky performer one of the graduating seniors for the Aggies, Ernesto Nava. That's a big one. It moves the ball all the way back to midfield.
Yeah, that's too bad. He's playing upfield. He's one of the lead blockers. You can see David Maines there, and there's Ernesto Nava right there. And yeah, it's a good call. You see him rip the helmet of the defensive back. Didn't need to do it as Kaiasia was going down right there.
So instead of 2nd and 5, it's 1st and 20. Kaiasia with it again, and Kaiasia gets down inside the 45 to the Hornet 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Opening drive, 3rd quarter. UC Davis with the 17-14 lead.
A designed read option that time. Defensive end crashed down. You'll see this. He crashes down, so the read is to give it to Kaiasia. He breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Oscar Moore takes him down after the short pickup.
Chirps receivers out to the right. Batu in motion. Pinnock throws out in the flat for Batu. Cuts it downfield inside the 40 to the 35 and near the line to gain.
And add a roughing the passer onto this, Scott.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 9 in the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So tack on 15 as the guilty Hornet is Malik Tullis.
You just have to let up. He's bearing down on him. He throws him. He takes an extra step, and you just can't do that. Nowadays, everyone knows that the ball is gone. He takes 1-2 steps. Great block on the perimeter by
Ian Simpson.
Ian Simpson again, getting Sam Batu. The Aggies are inside the red zone where they're 3 for 3 today.
Yep, their 4th attempt, trying to go up 2 scores. High snap, Pinnock caught it. No, he fumbles it. Who's going to get it? Ball to the ground, and the Hornets are signaling that they have it. Do they? Late flag thrown. Still no signal on who has the football here. But it looks like it's Sacramento State. The Aggies are walking off the field here. So a high snap, and it's disaster for the Aggies. It is Hornet football. So a turnover in the red zone, the second one in the ball game against the Aggies, and it cost them big time. And now let's see what the late flag is all about.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 0 of the fumbling team. 15 yards will be added. First down. That is number 0's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
So adding a little insult to injury there. Ian Simpson, the guilty Aggie, and Caden Pinnock just couldn't make the grab. It went off the helmet of Jordan Fisher. A mad scramble there, and could not tell who came up with it for the Hornets. Timeout on the field, we'll take it. Sacramento State with the football when we come back in the Causeway Classic. back here. And a look at Tim Plow having a conversation with Caden Pinnick, probably discussing that turnover.
Well, exactly what happened. The snap was high. It was a quick hitting running play. As you see Paul Shelton and Grant Harper all talking about it. What Caden has to learn is you catch it, and even if you can't hand it off, the number one thing is ball security as they discuss the turnover, which, again, they go in the red zone. They're unable to score. Second turnover of the game for the Aggies.
So 1st and 10 for the Hornets after the turnover. They trail by 3. First down handoff. That's Jamar Curtis running down the left hash for 9 yards. Jamar Curtis, again, making his return since week 3. Injured early in the year. Has not seen any Big Sky Conference action, but again, it's all hands on deck for the Causeway Classic.
He had 11 carries in the first half for 42 yards. And, you know, adding insult to injury, not only the Aggies fumbled, then the 15-yard penalty gave Sacramento State decent field position instead of getting pinned back deep. 2
personal fouls on that series for the Aggies, with Ernesto Nava as well with the face mask. Handoff again for Curtis, and he'll have a first down. Wrestled down by Ruchina out at the 41-yard line.
Curtis is a crafty running back. He can get up there and hit the hole and make the jump cuts he needs to get down to 8-9 yards, but he also can run very effectively between the tackles. There he knew where the first down sticks were as they take it out to the 41-yard line.
Just 5'8", 170 pounds. He can find the seams. Offset eye in the backfield with the pistol. Keeper for Williams, trying to get around the edge. He does. 45 midfield in the Aggie territory and all the way down to the Aggie 40-yard line. That's a run of 19 for Cardell Williams, who on the season has rushed for over 325 yards.
A really good job, read option here. They've been running it so strong. The end crash is hard. He keeps it. They caught the Aggies tied up in the middle, and a good job by Cole Batson of just running him down. A great pickup, and they now have the ball at the 40-yard line at UC Davis.
So the Hornets are on the march after forcing the turnover. Aggies -2 in that category today. They're 1-3 on the year when they don't win the turnover battle. Handoff, Hammonds, all sorts of room. He's going to go. 20, 10, 5, and in. Touchdown Hornets, and they take their first lead of the Causeway Classic. Rodney Hammond was untouched into the end zone for 40 yards, and just like that, things have quickly turned in this rivalry game.
A great job, a little inside trap play, nobody in the second level, and Rodney Hammond Jr. now has 13 touchdowns on the season. The Hornets now have 14 pending the extra points off of turnovers, and that's the difference in the game right now as the Hornets take their first lead.
McGuff on for the extra point attempt. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. And so the Hornets lead 21. Oh, it's no good. It's no good. Wow. Pulled. And so a huge extra point miss by Grant Metters. And it keeps the score at 20-17. So timeout on the field, will take it. Sacramento State up by 3. So Sacramento State goes 70 yards. They score on the Rodney Hammond 40-yard run, but they mix the extra point. Here's Grant Metters. One more look at it here. He just hooked it. Looking like my 7-iron.
Well, I've seen your 7-iron. It's not bad. The left-handed golf swing
you haven't seen it enough.
No.
But nevertheless, Sacramento State takes their first lead at the Causeway Classic. High end over end kick bounces into the end zone and rolls out. As we'll take a look at the out-of-town score. So Montana State wins the Brawl of the Wild in Missoula. They are the Big Sky Conference champions. Montana will finish second at 7-1. The big upset right now in Ogden, Weber State leading Northern Arizona 41-27. If that game holds up, Northern Arizona will be out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, there's 5 teams in the hunt. They will immediately be eliminated. And give Ed Lamb and Northern Colorado a lot of credit. They got 4 wins after having just 1 win last year with that win today.
2017 here, Sacramento State with the lead. Pinnock across the middle, pass caught, that's Batu. Gain out to the 30-yard line, good for 5.
Good job of working through his progressions that time by Caden Pinnock. He looked right, looked back over to the middle. Sam Batu doing a nice job of finding a spot in that zone, that shell coverage that Sacramento State likes to run. Again, 5 yards on first down.
Bunch of pre-snap shifts for the Ags on 2nd and 5. Hornets showing blitz. They bring it. Hand off to Fisher. Twisting, turning, got a couple. It'll be 3rd and 3.
It's hard to run against a blitz, especially if you have a play call where you got to pull a guard or a tackle because they come right into those gaps. That was a really good job by Jordan Fisher just to pick up 2 yards, but a critical 3rd and 3 for the Aggies, who find themselves behind despite leading in yards and plays and all the things that you would think matter. By the end of the day, the biggest thing has been the turnovers.
Aggies are 7-3 on the year, but they've lost 2 of their last 3. Trying to get their mojo back. Empty backfield. Pinnock on a 5-step drop across the middle, crossing pattern. Dixon, he did not get to the sticks. A yard shy. The Aggies most likely will punt. And that's a great hold by the Hornet defense. But it looks like Tim Plow's thinking about it here.
Well, at least you could try to get him to jump or something like that. Got right up on the ball. He threw it to Mitchell Dixon. No, they are going to punt, play field position, realize there's a lot of time left in this game. Really good open field tackle by the Sacramento State Hornets to force big Mitchell Dixon to be tackled short of the first down.
Terrific play by the Hornet defense. And now a whole host of substitutions. Not sure what is going on here. The Aggies are going to go for it on 4th down. They brought their offense back on. Play clock's under 5, and Sacramento State's going to take a timeout. They were going to be caught with about 18 men on the field if the ref had allowed them to snap it.
Sacramento State, their first time out of the half, timeout on the field.
So the Aggies brought their entire punt team on the field. They took it off to bring back their offense. Timeout on the field. We'll find out what the Aggies do, whether they go for it or punt, when we come back. So Tim Plow, thinking about it for a third time, decides to punt on 4th down. Dylan Morrow set the kick from his 20-yard line. The dangerous Jamar Curtis sent the receive from his 20. The Aggies, they ran out their offensive team after breaking the punt team out. Timeout Brendan Marion, and then Tim Plow decided to regroup. We don't know whether he would have gone for it or not.
No, he was just trying to create confusion. He was trying to get them in an illegal substitution.
So Morrow lets it go, a high end-over-end kick, and a fair catch signaled for and made just outside the 20-yard line by Jamar Curtis. As we're going to take a look now at the UC Davis men's basketball. Jim Les here in attendance, giving out a jersey to a very happy fan. And of course, a week ago on Friday, the UC Davis men coming up with a huge win in the Basketball Causeway Classic, getting it done 77-73. Marcus Wilson, the dagger right there, as the Aggies get a huge win. Jim Les over Mike Bibby. As Jim Les goes into the stands and celebrates with the band and the fans. And of course, Jim Les, Mike Bibby, both known as great former Sacramento Kings players.
15-yard penalty, first down, Sacramento State.
And another penalty against the Aggies here.
Third 15-yard penalty against the Aggies on that play.
Not sure what happened. We're going to take a look at the Causeway Classic standings, or the Causeway Cup standings. These two schools have an athletic rivalry for the Causeway Cup, and right now it's being dominated by UC Davis.
As you can see, volleyball, golf, soccer, men's basketball, but right now the difference is Sac State's up 20-17 in this one.
I did not understand the personal foul there.
I was watching basketball highlights
and
Jim Les, so I don't know, but I have the sense if it's a 15-yarder, it must have been a personal foul of some type.
It's the third one against the Aggies here in the second half, as Damian Henderson gets the carry out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 6.
Scott, it wasn't a sportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Aggies. That would be their third 15-yarder.
That's incredible. A very unusual situation for the Aggies. They're just not penalized like that.
Tim Plow always says the smartest team doesn't lose, and when you keep getting 15-yard penalties, those are not smart plays.
And 2 turnovers on top of it. Williams on second down, hands off. Henderson fighting forward, has the first down and more, breaking tackles into Aggie territory. And that's a run that Brendan Marion will love. He always talks to his backs about breaking the initial tackles.
Great run this time by Henderson. The second series we've seen him go into. Not only does he finish the run, picks up the first down, but drags tacklers with him. And again, very quickly, the go-go offense is in UC Davis territory.
Henderson again, this time a limited gain, coming around the edge. That was Tico Riddick. They make a tackle after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Matt Coombs, the defensive coordinator for UC Davis, is bringing down his strong safety, Kalani Riddick, to help out the defensive line, because basically 6 offensive linemen every time. As you look at the rushing yards, Sac State 180 to UC Davis 95. Overall, though, the Aggies have a 282 to 197 advantage.
A ton of injuries on the defensive side for the Aggies. You have to wonder if they can hold up for 60 minutes today. As Henderson, again, not much doing there. As the Aggie defense, Nate Rucina again in on the tackle for UC Davis.
You know, you couldn't tell me that this is Nate Rucina's first Causeway Classic. He has played mighty from his linebacker spot, but where the ball is on the field, I would not be surprised at all if this isn't 4-down territory. Brendan Marion goes back-to-back runs.
Yeah, Jacob Sykes started that tackle for the Aggies. So here we go, 3rd and 7. And the Aggie defense get a stop. Williams, they'll look to throw this one. Nobody open, trying to get around the edge. Can he make a play? He does, has a first down and more. Cardell Williams, just too much speed that time for Nate Rucina, able to get to the line to gain.
That was a great job by Cardell Williams getting away from it. Drops back to pass. He's got that clock in his head, decides to take off and gets around the outside. Nate Rucina dives at his feet, misses him. Jackson Severs gets a pretty good hit on him, but not before he picks up the first down. Another 3rd down conversion for Sacramento State, something they struggled with earlier in the game, now with much more efficiency.
It's just their second 3rd down conversion of the ball game. 1st and 10, handoff Hammond. Tries to turn it inside, keeps the hammies churning, and gets down to the 34-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. A lot of extracurriculars in this game. Nothing called there.
Yeah, Aiden Meek at the end of this, they run it to the right side. He bounces it outside. You'll see Aiden Meek on Kalani Riddick at the end of the play, keeps pushing him and then shoves him again. This is a very physical game. Means a lot for both schools and both teams.
A lot of new players for the Hornets, but not along that offensive line. A lot of returners, and of course, returning coach, offensive line coach Chris Richardson, who had a couple of Aggie linemen in his time here too. So it's a great father-son part of the Causeway.
He's been the one mainstay. Obviously, Troy Taylor was the head coach here for 3 seasons. They won conference championships. They got into playoffs. He really turned the program around. He and Chris Richardson were co-head coaches at Folsom High School, where they had a ton of success. Richardson stayed on with Andy Thompson, and of course, he was one of the 2 holdovers that was kept on by Brendan Marion.
Cooper and Caden were here at UC Davis, both with the Sacramento State. 3rd and short after the 5-yard gain from Hammond. Pistol formation. Williams hands off. Curtis finds a seam and almost bursted it. Has a first down. It was Cole Batson who made an ankle tackle. Otherwise, Curtis was heading into the end zone.
It really seems like the Hornets have their car, and this is going downhill. They are getting the yards they need at the point of contact. And, man, I can't say it enough. Jamar Curtis being available to play. He's shifty, made a great jump cut at the line of scrimmage, dove and picked up the first down. Almost broke a tackle, which would have gone into the end zone.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Keeper Williams around the end, has room, 20, 15. It's a race to the end zone, 10, and finally run out of bounds, but not before he got to the 7-yard line. It's 1st and goal Hornets, and they're doing whatever they want to on the ground right now, Scott.
Yeah, Cardell Williams only 3 for 5 passing, but running the ball when he needs to, and you have to sell out against the run, and everyone does, and Kalani Riddick bites on that. Nate Ruccina and he give chase, but they've got the ball 1st and goal at the 6. If UC Davis ever needed a big play defensively or a turnover, now is that time, as Sacramento State has all of the momentum.
Looking for their 2nd touchdown of the 3rd quarter, trying to make it a 2-score game. 2 receivers out to the left. They're going to hand off for Curtis, left side inside the 5, hit by Jaden Stanley, but falling forward down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Sacramento State is getting 5 or 6 yards on every play up inside, and then when they decide to go outside, Cardell Williams or Curtis can bounce it outside for extra yards. So it's 2nd and goal, but they continue to just get great push up front.
Again, the Aggies were driving earlier in the quarter, but they turned it over. Caden Pinnock couldn't catch a high snap from Zaire Collier. Hornets turned it into 6, trying to get 6 more here. Handoff Curtis again, backpedaling. Is he in? No signal, no. He's going to be marked just short of the goal line, and I think it was because he was running backwards.
Yeah, he was trying to break the tackle and work his way in backwards, but he is right at the goal line. This will be 3rd and goal. Here's an angle of it right here. He comes in. He's trying to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's got his back in, but the ball never crosses over.
2 chances, and they're going to review this, I think. I think they'll review it to see if he actually got over.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't overturn this one.
The ball will be reset. This is not a timeout.
So Brendan Marion's on the field. Is he saying that was a touchdown?
He's wondering why they're not reviewing it. That's all scoring plays are. Let's see.
Brendan Marion, who was a great receiver in his day at Tulsa, loves the run game.
Yes, he does. You'd think Mike Norvell coached wide receiver, but he's turned this into a run game.
Pistol formation on 3rd and goal. Williams hands off Curtis. He's in. Touchdown Hornets. Jamar Curtis across the line, and the Hornets go up by 2 scores.
Well, how the momentum has swung, Scott. It looked like UC Davis was inside the red zone, up by 3. It looked like they were going to do something, and from that point on, Sacramento State has just done what they've wanted to do. This is just a straight A-B gap run, and Curtis gets a touchdown, and he's been a spark plug and a great accent to Rodney Hammond Jr.
So Medder's on for the extra point attempt. Snap down, kick is up. He pulled the last one, this one straight through. 1:12 left to go in the 3rd, and boy, the Aggies scored the first 14 points of the game. They only have a field goal to show after that. 27 from the Hornets as they go up by 10.
27-3 as this is 3rd and goal. It was close whether he got in on 2nd down, and no doubter Curtis gets in there on 3rd down. So the Aggies that once led this game 14-0 now trail it by 10 in the 2nd half. And what can the offense and Caden Pinnock do to get back into this game?
Well, again, 2 turnovers, 3 personal foul calls in this third quarter have just devastated the Aggie chances. And for Sac State, it's the ground and pound. And you know, the go-go offense doesn't necessarily refer to just running the ball, but to Brendan Marion's credit, he has adapted to this year's team. And obviously, the ground game has been very effective in the last month.
The last 2 years he was calling plays at UNLV, and it was a much different offense. But they run the ball out of a ton of different formations and different looks. And how many different running backs tonight? 5 different running backs and a quarterback that can run with the football.
He talks about making it a November to remember. The Hornets have won 3 straight, have a chance to close out the month undefeated. And a lot of mantras for him. As he says, one great year can change your life. And for the Hornets, with a win here, it would be 8 wins. It would be a definite playoff berth, and a chance to do something great in the FCS playoffs. See if UC Davis can respond. They're down. They're certainly not out in the last stages of the third quarter. A quiet crowd here inside UC Davis Health Stadium. Pinnock, the throw on first down, throws down the field, man-to-man coverage for Dobbins, and it's caught at the Hornet 38-yard line. There's the explosive play that the Aggies needed, and that'll wake up the crowd on a 37-yard reception. Pinnock, the Dobbins.
What a job of body control that time. One-on-one play action. They had him in tight man coverage. Great catch by Stacey Dobbins. Fantastic throw by Caden Pinnock.
Aggies race to the line, get it snapped. Pinnock the throw again across the middle. That's Mitch Dixon. Breaks a tackle inside the 30. Has a first down, rumbling down the sideline. Possible late hit. Nothing thrown. It'll stand as a 14-yard return.
Let's give you these replays quick as they go fast. A great play action. Good throw by Caden Pinnock. Hit as he throws. Phenomenal adjustment by Stacey Dobbins as he went right around Ricky Lee the third to catch that. And this Mitchell Dixon, 11, and knocked out of bounds
by Koa Akui. But the Aggies getting back in business in very quick fashion. Trying to make it a one-score game here. Could be the final play of the third quarter. Pinnock fakes a handoff, throws out in the flat, has Simpson down the sideline, high hurdling, and has another first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily as Xavier Williams collides with Simpson, but that will be the final play of the quarter. We're through 3 quarters of play. The game still in the balance. It's setting up to be an epic Causeway Classic from Davis. a UC Davis Health Stadium record for the Causeway Classic here. 14,590 in attendance. There's no room to stand around this place right now. It is filled to the brim, and we're set up for what should be an epic fourth quarter. We've seen many memorable Causeway Classics in its 71 years, and this one could be one of the very best. Pinnock on first down, throws out in the flat, has it for Batu, has a blocker down the sideline and clipped near the line to gain. He was following his big left tackle, Eli Simonson.
Great job by Eli Simonson of not going down the field. Let's take a look at the call here.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Number 99 in the defense. Half the distance to the goal and an automatic. First down.
So that goes against Melvin Swindle, and that's going to give the Aggies a first and goal from the 3-yard line.
UC Davis with an opportunity as they go to their heavy package with A.J. Hassan. A really good job that time by Caden Pinnock. They were trying to do a little fake, throw it down the field. He does the pump fake. It's not there, but then watches the hand in the face right in the middle. He did it on Jace Rodriguez, number 64. So tack that on, first and goal.
First and goal for the Aggies. Pinnock rolling out right side, shovels it to Fisher, turns it downfield. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, UC Davis. It's the third touchdown of the Causeway Classic for Jordan Fisher. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. He's having himself a heck of a ball game, and the Aggies are back to within 1 score.
And what a job by Caden Pinnock. This is a little Patrick Mahomes throw. We all know he's a good baseball player. This looks like a shortstop flipping it to the second baseman there underneath. Great job as he's under duress by Dylan Hampston. Great play call, almost a little shuffle pass right behind Jace Rodriguez, who just got the penalty against him, and the Aggies answer.
Ridley on for the extra point attempt. And it is good. So the Aggies strike early in the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game in the Causeway Classic. Anybody's ball game here in the last 15 minutes. UC Davis Aggie fired up. We look at the Motherlode Van and Storage Drive stats for UC Davis. 5 plays, 75 yards, a minute 12 off the clock. Of course, it's the Causeway Classics. It's also senior day here at UC Davis as the seniors playing their regular season home finale. There's Ian Simpson getting a hug from Coach Tim Plow. Darrell Smith-Porter, the Dartmouth transfer there as well. Hunter Ridley, Eli Simonson, 21 seniors walking today. There's Rex Connors. We'll see if he comes back for another year as well. His twin brother, Porter Connors, as well. Both of them unable to play, and that's such a shame, Scott.
It is such a shame. Both preseason All-Americans, Defensive Big Sky Player of the Year, but we'll find out, Tim Plow says, after this game, whether they are going to get that red shirt. If the argument obviously is if the Mercer game didn't count for stats or anything else, it shouldn't count for them. They might have a chance of coming back.
Isaac Mancera kicks it into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. And for the Aggies, we know the mentality. Regardless of what happens, interceptions, personal fouls, fumbles, you just play the next play. You keep up the momentum, and you're like a goldfish. Forget that play.
It's been a while, though, since UC Davis has forced a punt. They forced 3 to start the game. There's only 2 possessions for Sac State in the second half. They scored on both of them. They need to get a stop defensively.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Williams hands off Hammond, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. It was Jaquel Smith, the ball carrier. And speaking of one of those seniors, Darrell Smith-Porter, the transfer out of Dartmouth with a big play on the line right there.
Great job. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the same hometown as Brendan Marion, and he absolutely stuffed the go-go that time and put it right on the ground. No yards.
2nd down and 10. Williams, a rare throw with time. Can't find anybody. He's going to roll out to the left, throws down the field, and it's incomplete at the Aggie 45-yard line. Intended receiver Jordan Anderson. And we do have to say, so far throughout this game, the Aggies have defended the pass well. Ernest Campbell, who is a big-time player, hasn't done anything so far.
Sacramento State's only thrown 7 pass plays. You see the strategy there. Rush 3, drop 8. Safety came up to move them a little bit. First pass attempt since 8:35 in the second quarter. We're at 13:49 of the fourth quarter. You don't see that a lot in Big Sky games. Sometimes in the West Point when they're playing Annapolis, when there's passing optional, but not usually in the Big Sky.
3rd and 10. Everybody on their feet here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Empty backfield. Williams will throw. 4-man rush. And he's going to be wrapped up. No, Karad couldn't get to him. Williams rolls out left side, throws down the field. It's deflected, and it's intercepted. The Aggies come up with it. Off the deflection. A big-time play by Ty Richardson, the quarterback. And the Aggies are in business here.
And they pick up their first turnover in their last 2 games, and nothing could have been bigger, and it's because they won on 1st down, they won on 2nd down. Trent Karad put the pressure on Cardell Williams coming right up the middle. He was unable to make the sack, but even better, Cardell throws it into coverage off the hands. Look at the defensive special. Stanley knocking it up, and Richardson making the catch. Now the Aggies have an opportunity at the 34-yard line.
Richardson, the transfer out of Tufts, has been banged up for a good portion of the year, has come back in the last few weeks, and a huge play for him. His first interception as an Aggie. UC Davis looking to regain the lead here in the Causeway Classic. Handoff, Fisher down the seam, inside the 30, and to the 28-yard line goes Jordan Fisher for 5 yards.
So the Aggies get the interception. What can they do with it? They've had 4 trips down inside the red zone. They've scored on 3 of them.
And Williams kind of forced that a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Trying to make a play.
He's trying to make a play in a big situation, but you know what? When you only throw the ball 7 times, it's hard to get in a rhythm in a comfort zone, and he almost took a sack. He did a great job of eluding the sack. But like you said, Jaden Stanley made the play, knocking it up.
Williams' 7th interception of the season. Can the Aggies take advantage of it? 2nd down and 5. Batu in motion to the left. Pinnock will throw. Wide receiver screen for Dobbins. Can't break the initial tackle. That was well read and played by the Hornet defense. Jumping in and making the play was the cornerback Jason Oliver. It'll set up a 3rd and 4.
The defensive coordinators Josh Brown and Marcus Patton, they do a really good job. They bring a ton of extra pressure, so Pinnock has to get rid of it a second earlier. He would have liked to have another second to get that wide receiver screen going, but a really good defensive call brings up a 3rd down for the Aggies.
Is it possible 2-down territory for the Aggies? A field goal would tie it. It would be near a career high, about 46 yards for Hunter Ridley at this point. Play clock at 2. Aggies get it snapped. Pinnock, quick out in the flat, pass caught. Dobbins did not get there. Needed to get to the 23-yard line, tackled 3 yards shy. And what will Tim Plow do here? He's going to run out Hunter Ridley to try and tie the game.
Well, I think if he would have got a few more yards, they might have gone for it, but a really good defensive play by Jason Oliver on Stacey Dobbins there. They thought they might be able to sneak him out on the motion play, caught him in man. Good little pitch and catch, but the Aggies need to get points out of this one.
So it'll be a 44-yard attempt for Hunter Ridley, who's 11 of 16 on the year. 6 of 8 from 40 plus. Snap down kick is up, plenty of distance. No good. It's no good from Hunter Ridley. He drilled it, but he pulled it right, and the Hornet defense gets a huge stop off the interception from the Aggies. Sacramento State still on top by 3 when we return. Hunter Ridley missing a 44-yard field goal attempt that would have tied the game. Hornets have it back at their 26-yard line. Another look at the field goal. Ridley drilled it. Yep.
Just pulled it.
And he was on the near hash, and that affected the field goal. So the Hornets get a stop. It's still 13-0 on the points off turnovers in this game. Can the Aggie defense get another stop here? Handoff on first down, Hammond with it, twisting, turning, and out to the 35-yard line. A healthy gain of 9 on first down for Rodney Hammond Jr.
Rodney Hammond averaging 6.5 yards a carry, doing better than that on first down, and you know exactly what Brendan Marion's going to try to do here, Scott. Just run the ball, run clock, go down and get some points. They lead by 3.
Time's still not a factor in the Causeway Classic. Just under 11 minutes. Both teams with plenty of timeouts, and the 2-minute timeout, of course, as well. Second and short, the fullback in motion. They'll hand off for Hammond. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but by falling forward, I think he got to the line to gain. He did. First down, Sacramento State.
Good little push on the right side. All they needed was 2 yards. They pick it up. Motion, a little bit of window dressing to get it away. And just a good job of finding where the hole was and get it as the Aggies have an injured player down.
There is an injured Aggie on the field, and of course this Aggie team has suffered so many injuries, particularly on the defensive side all season long. The Aggie training staff out there. We did not get a look at the number. We will figure that out when we come back. There's a timeout on the field. 10:34 left to go in the 71st Causeway Classic. Coming off the field, Rain Mayo, he's okay for the Aggies. As we'll take a look at the legendary Jim Soker, a statue on campus, the all-time winningest coach in UC Davis history, won 18 straight Causeway Classics from 1970 through 1988, lost the 89 Causeway Classic, lost 2 games that year, and then retired. But what a run, and of course everybody follows the principles of Jim Soker: trust, unity, and togetherness. First down handoff, Hammond down the sideline into Aggie territory, cuts it back inside and all the way to the 40-yard line. Big time run by Rodney Hammond, and it'll push the Hornets on the Aggie side of the field.
It was a pretty good hole, but a really good run by Rodney Hammond as he breaks the tackle by Jaden Stanley. Would have been brought down for a minimal gain, but he keeps going down the field. And before that play, Sacramento State had 238 yards on the ground. They are just going to continue to pound the rock.
So the Hornets with the lead and the football. The Aggies unable to convert on the interception they got off Cardell Williams deep in Hornet territory. A 44-yard missed field goal by Hunter Ridley. Handoff again. And that'll take the ball down to the Aggie 37-yard line. That's Hammond again.
Well, it's tough. Jackson Severs actually makes the stop, and he's being blocked at the same time by Kendall Riley, the left guard. And so he basically had to lean his body into it. So Hammond did a good job of just driving his feet. So Hammond checks out to the side, and in comes Jamar Curtis, who can just be as elusive and fast.
Hammond over 100 yards here in the Causeway Classic. 107 now. 2nd and 6. Another pistol formation. Williams gives off to Curtis, trying to run the left side. Nowhere to go. Lassoed by Jackson Severs and thrown back. No gain on the play. Sets up a 3rd and 6.
Great tackle that time. A tackle for loss by Jackson Severs. They actually lost a little bit there. They might give him the line of scrimmage, but great job of reading his key. The guard blocked down. He filled the hole and just drove the running back back. Curtis been able to get positive yards on almost every run. Couldn't do it there.
3rd and 6. 2 receivers out to the near side. In motion, the tight end.
Left tackle moved.
It's going to be a false start against the Hornets. That's a big 5-yard infraction.
False start. Number 71 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And I believe they called 72.
It was 71 or 72. 71's on the field right now, 472.
Summers.
So the interesting, he moved. And Scott, what's interesting is he's not their traditional left tackle. They've been starting Sawyer Hayes most of the season, and Bryson Summers, has stepped in for him.
So that makes it 3rd and 11. Williams to throw. No, it's a quarterback keeper designed inside the 30, but nowhere else to go. Met by Nate Rucina. And that sets up another decision for Brendan Marion. It's 4th and long. You're on the Aggie side of the field.
Great job by Nate Rucina and Cole Batson coming up, seeing the quarterback draw. One of the things they might try to do right here is try to get the Aggies to jump offside, run the play clock down, and then make a decision.
It's 4th and 8. It'd be a 56-yard field goal attempt for Grant Metters. His long is 42, so they're definitely not trying that. Will the Hornets snap it? Play count is under 5. It's at 3. They do snap it. Williams in the pocket, throws across the middle. It's incomplete. Incomplete, and the Aggies hold to get another turnover on downs. The intended receiver was Jace Wilson. And with the incompletion, the Aggie will have it back, and they'll have pretty decent field position.
And think about this, Scott. 3rd and long the series before. The Aggies force the interception. And then look at this. It is 4th and 9, and they force them into a passing situation. Great coverage, double covered. Williams just trying to throw it away. The Aggies are going to get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 39.
Ball 39-yard line. Aggies take over there. 1st and 10.
2 for 4 now are the Hornets on 4th down. Dobbins in motion on 1st down. Pinnock on a deep drop, winds up, throws down the field for Batu. It's caught at the Hornet 47-yard line. And that's good for a 1st down.
Great pass protection,
Pinnock was hammered after the play.
Another flag down.
They're discussing if it's going to be another late hit.
personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting. Number 34 in the defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So tack on 15 for the Aggies, and that'll move the ball all the way to the Hornet 32-yard line.
A really good throw that time as you see Caden Pinnock walking up, steps up, good pass protection. Kaiasia in there doing a good job, throws it, and then, 2 or 3 steps again coming up and hitting him late.
That was Diego Davis,
who's the backup linebacker in there, but that's the second one on the Hornets.
And I believe UC Davis took a timeout here.
I think they did it because Caden was not feeling 100%. Potential targeting.
They might be reviewing for targeting here is what the case might be. The helmet was taken down. And if the crown of the helmet is used as part of the hit, that is targeting.
Against a defenseless player, too, which we talked to the officials about ahead of time.
Now, Pinnock came up limping as he was walking down the field. Let's take one more look at it.
Yep, we give it.
Helmet, crown of the helmet, I don't know. He kind of hit him with the shoulder.
I would argue left shoulder.
Yep.
I think it's a good 15-yard penalty, but I don't think it's targeting. The other thing they could be looking at is the catch on the sideline. They're looking at 2 things right now. They could review the entire play.
They're looking solely at the hit.
Good. So Batu again. Caden Pinnock completes it to Sam Batu. They have the 15-yard penalty on top of it. Aggies have the ball all the way down to the 32. It would be a huge call if they were to call targeting, because that would obviously disqualify a very thin linebacker room with Diego Davis. They're already playing without Alex Rocha and Derek Houston. Here's the call.
After review, the aspect of targeting has been removed. Only roughing the passer is enforced.
So only roughing the passer called, no targeting. I think that's the right call. But to your point, if they lost Diego Davis, I mean, he's third on their depth chart inside linebacker right now.
That review, though, really helped UC Davis because Caden Pinnock came up limping, and he wasn't feeling 100%, so they just got to stand there for about a minute and a half.
So the Aggies last time after the interception could not take advantage of it. Can they take advantage of the turnover on downs? At the Hornet 32-yard line, they'll hand off Kaiasia, gets through the initial seam, only a couple down to the 30-yard line.
Good run by Asia that time. Not a whole lot there. Bounces off the tackle at the line of scrimmage, backs his way down to the 30. A pickup of about 2 or 3 for the Aggies.
You can feel every play counting for a little extra right now as the clock continuing to count, 6:30 and rolling. Aggies trying to get back in the lead here. Dixon, the tight end, in motion. Pinnock pulls it, looks across the middle, throws down for the end zone, has a wide open ball, it's caught! Touchdown, UC Davis! Samuel Batu Jr. puts the Aggies back on top in the Causeway Classic.
How good was that throw? How good was that route? A very well-designed play. They had Mitchell Dixon coming across in motion, so Caden Pinnock knew exactly what the coverage was, stepped up and threw an absolute dime on the post route to Sam Batu.
Put so much air underneath it, too.
Touch, we call that. That is a touch.
A beautiful throw by Caden Pinnock. It's his 4th. As Hunter Ridley's extra point is good. The Aggies go up 31-27 as we'll take another look at it. It's the 23rd touchdown throw by Caden Pinnock on the year as the Aggies celebrate on the sideline. One more look at it.
Great job, a little play action with his eyes there. They go right up the seam. They got a matchup they wanted, one-on-one coverage against Diego Davis. Great recognition by, as you can see, the Aggies getting fired up for the kick. But what a throw, what a route, and they got the matchup they wanted.
There's a look at the Aggie pack, loving it.
As former head coach at Sacramento State, Troy Taylor would call it throwing it with shape.
No doubt. It's the Sacramento State Hornets, but the Aggie sideline was buzzing right there after that.
Oh, there was all kinds of energy. It's now flipped from one side back to the other, and the Aggie defenses had back-to-back stops. Can they do it again?
There's a reason they call this game a classic. 6:14 left to go. The Aggies have regained the lead after the Hornets took it away from the Ags. Sacramento State's going to have a chance to make a drive of the year right here. There's the Motherload Vantage Storage drive stats. 3 plays, 61 yards. Less than a minute off the clock, set up by the turnover on 4th down, the turnover on downs. As Mancera kicks it, left side. It's going to be caught at the goal line, will be returned by Hammond. He's very dangerous, but the Aggie kickoff return team is there to stuff him at the 14-yard line.
Walsh, I'm kidding, but a great job on coverage team by the UC Davis Aggies coming down and making the stop there as Jaden Stanley makes the stop, and there's Corey coming on.
Yeah, William Fowler out there with a big hit as well. Corey with the T, racing off the field.
Told you, I talked to Corey pregame. Corey was ready to go with the treats.
She got you fired up.
We did. We got a picture pregame.
And then she snapped at you when you tried to steal her treats.
Well, it was protective.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Backed up on their side of the field, the 14-yard line. Hammond on first down, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Rain Mayo, who came out after getting hurt earlier in the quarter, fired up, and that's a big man moving right there. That mass of Rain Mayo, 6'2", listed at 320.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing it's more.
Great job. He took Dean Abdullah, the center, and just threw him left and made the stop. 1 yard gain, if anything, and Sacramento State's got a 2nd and 9.
Williams hands it off again. No quarterback keeper for Williams. Has room down the sideline. And it may have been a touchdown saving tackle from Tico Riddick, as Williams, with a great keeper that time, gets out to the Aggie 28-yard line.
Jacob Syke was yelling at the officials for a false start, obviously not called, but Cardell Williams has been really effective. The Aggies have stuffed the inside run, but Cardell Williams has done that 3 times now.
This could be the final drive of the game in the Causeway Classic for Sacramento State with 5 minutes to go. Handoff, Curtis twisting out past the 30-yard line to the 31, a gain of 3 for Jamar Curtis.
Jaden Stanley and Nate Ruchina, who both played phenomenal games defensively for the Aggies on the stop, so they pick up 3 yards on first down, brings up a 2nd and 7. As you mentioned, the way Sacramento State moves the ball, they will just eat up clock.
2nd down and 7, under 5 minutes left to go from UC Davis Health Stadium. Handoff, Curtis has a seam and carries a man with him for a first down. Took Jackson Severs for a ride for a couple of yards.
They've done that a couple times now. They put 3 receivers out to the right. They put a lot of window dressing to the right, and then they run back to the left where the Aggies don't have as many people. Great block down the kick out there by Soto, 73. Basically 4 plays, all runs for first downs.
It started at their 14-yard line. 1st and 10, handoff Curtis, past the 40, finds a seam for 3 yards out to the 42. It was Trent Carrad on the tackle for the Ags. Time counting, under 4 minutes to go.
Trent Carrad doing a nice job of moving to the side there. They are going to make a defensive line substitution as Rodney Hammond comes back in the game for Jamar Curtis, who had the last carry.
He was going to come up with the play of the Causeway Classic here with 3:40 to go. Everything on the line. Quarterback keeper Williams, nowhere to go. Jaden Few, the true freshman, blowing it up for no gain. There's a play right there.
Give Jerry Brady, the defensive line coach, a ton of credit. He noticed that they were swapping backs. He swapped out all 4 defensive linemen, and Jaden Few, who does not play like a freshman, made a huge play there. Not a great read by Cardell Williams. He predetermined he was going to keep it. Here we are, 3rd and 7.
Jerry Brady, the Jaden Fred Arp, offensive line coach. Of course, Fred Arp, the great longtime D-line coach for the Aggies. 3rd and 7, not a person standing here. Handoff to Hammond's left side, has a first down and more in the Aggie territory. It gets near the 40-yard line before finally being thrown out of bounds. A huge run from Rodney Hammond Jr.
Not surprised at all. Most teams 3rd and 7, you're thinking they're going to pass, but when you have Rodney Hammond and Jackson Severs misses the tackle at the line of scrimmage, he breaks it, gets into Aggie territory. Huge 3rd down conversion for the Hornets.
And this feels more and more like the final drive of the game. 2:40 and counting. The Hornets need a touchdown. A field goal won't work. They missed an extra point, and that's looming large in the Causeway Classic.
So's the UC Davis missed field goal right now.
Handoff, Hammond trucking forward and down near another first down to the Aggie 34-yard line, about 3 yards shy.
This might be the last play before the 2-minute timeout, and I think Sacramento State will be absolutely fine with that.
How many crazy finishes have the Hornets had? They won at home against Northern Colorado on the final play. Last week, winning with
It's
9
Idaho.
seconds to go against Idaho to set up this huge game. They get one more snap off, hand off Curtis, and he's leveled before the line to gain. And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. 1:59 left to go. The game in the balance. The Aggies clinging to a lead here in the Causeway Classic. A look at some other great Causeway Classics. There's the trophy right there. Some narrow victories for the Aggies early on. Of course, Sac State winning back in 2014. A great game in 2018, the Aggies blowing it out. Some memories from the Classic. We've got a memorable one here in the 71st edition. 1:59 left to go. They're playing for that hunk of cement that they pulled from the Causeway. It weighs 20 pounds, but it'll feel like 2 ounces for the team that wins today.
A game that's been played every year since 1954 with the playoff game on the line. 2 minutes to go. What else could you ask for? 3rd down.
An incredible scene here at UC Davis. Handoff. Hammond with second effort. Did not get it. He's going to be marked just short of it. Thrown back a half-yard shy. And it'll set up a 4th down for the ball game here.
Great penetration by Rain Mayo coming up again, beating the center, Dean Abdullah, from San Diego State.
Here we go, 4th and a yard. The Hornets must have it or this game is over. Williams. Hands off Hammond. And he got it. Second effort inside the 30. And the Hornets drive stays alive with 1:23 left to go. Move the chains.
What a gutty run that time by Rodney Hammond Jr. as we got about 1:20 to go.
Time really still not a factor. Sac State with 2 timeouts. They'll play with pace. Williams, hands off again. Curtis, a minimal gain. Down to the 26-yard line. And now whistle stop play. And it looks like the Hornets are going to use one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
Remember how they had used their first one, Scott? When Tim Plow moved the punt team on 4th and 1, ran them off the field, the offense, Brendan Marion ran out on the field and called the timeout. That's the reason they only have 1 left. 1:09 to go, a run-based attack's got the ball at about the 26-yard line.
Will Brendan Marion put it up in the air?
You know, they've had some experiences, obviously, earlier in the year against University of Nevada. They were ahead, 2nd and 7. He put the ball up in the air. I mean, the strength is on the ground, but the Aggie defense has been making them earn every single down. Every yard, excuse me, Scott.
Sacramento State needs this win to get into the playoffs. Brendan Marion has said an 8-game winning season in the playoffs. That's a successful season for the Hornets. For UC Davis, an 8th win would get them in probably a home round bye. A loss today, who knows? But everybody just wants to win this Causeway right now. Second down, handoff, Curtis trying to break it outside. He can't. Jaden Stanley, the team captain, with an incredible solo tackle, and it sets up 3rd and long. Under a minute to go. Clock still rolling. Hornets going to race to the line. Williams, quarterback keeper, trying to get around the edge. He can't. Tico Riddick wraps him up for a 3-yard loss. Clock continues to move, and now Sacramento State will take their final timeout. It's going to be 4th and long for the Hornets with 40 seconds left to go.
What a play by Kalani Riddick. Cardell Williams thinks he's going to take this around the outside. The last 2 times they've ran that play, Scott, the Aggies have had it absolutely diagnosed perfectly. 3rd down, the ball on the 25-yard line.
Ball's back at the 27 with the tackle for loss. It's going to set up a 4th and 8.
And that was the last timeout for Sacramento State. The clock would stop if they picked up a 1st down, but if they do not get the 1st down here, the clock continues to move.
Will they throw on 4th and 8? What will they do? The Hornets will run on any situation, anytime. This would be the ultimate roll of the dice.
I would be shocked if the Aggies there in their base defense rush 4, have another 4 shell behind that, 3 up in the top. If they do throw Scotty, they're going to go to Ernest Campbell.
If the Aggies get a stop, they'll win the Causeway Classic.
Correction, 4th down. That was my bad.
Oh, it's 4th and 8, yes. And now the Aggies are going to take a timeout here.
There's a lot of numbers up here in the booth. I'm trying to keep track of them all.
There's a lot going on, and the game couldn't have more importance than it does right now. It's your rival. It's the last game of the year. It's a sellout crowd. It's for the playoffs. It might be the last one in a long time.
Might be the last time these 2 teams have played. Tim Plow, a former player here. This means a ton to him. His goals preseason: win the conference title, beat the team across the Causeway, beat the team down south. They have completed one of those goals, fell short of the other. This would be the tiebreaker.
Just 2 different philosophies. Sacramento State, 71 new players this year. UC Davis, a development program where they bring people in as freshmen, want to keep them 4 or 5 years.
The one exception to that, the defensive line for UC Davis, which has played well tonight. Darrell Smith, Porter, and Jacob Sight. 4th and 8.
Here we go. The Hornets need this play to keep their hopes alive, to keep their playoff lives alive. Not a person sitting within UC Davis Health Stadium, a capacity crowd on their feet. 2 receivers left, 1 out to the right. It's Curtis in the backfield. Williams to throw. Looks down the field. It's incomplete! It's incomplete! And the Aggies are going to win the Causeway Classic. Cardell Williams on 4th and 14 last week came up with a huge play, cannot make it here, and UC Davis will celebrate on their home field. They're going to get their 8th win. They're going to go to the playoffs, and Sacramento State is going to go across the Causeway without the trophy and without the playoffs.
What a job. I tell you what, Matt Coombs did a great rush as they got some little pressure on Cardell Williams. They have not been effective throwing the ball all season. They relied on the run. They had to throw to the short side. Watch the rush by Sam Golagowski on the twist. Just threw it away. They were going to exactly who we thought they would go to, Ernest Campbell, but it was thrown away from his body.
And it was blanket coverage from Ty Richardson, who had an interception earlier for the Aggies.
Came back after an ankle injury and has played really well the last 2 weeks for UC Davis as they take the knee, and wow, what a finish to this football game.
That is the final snap of the Causeway Classic. UC Davis, in an absolute thriller, comes from behind to beat their rival, the Sacramento State Hornets, 31-27. What a win here at UC Davis Health Stadium.
Scott, this game was 14-0. UC Davis looked like they had this thing wrapped up. It was going to be all them. Then at the beginning of the 4th quarter, 27-17 in favor of Sacramento State. But the Aggies rally on offense. Their defense steps up. Caden Pinnock with the touchdown pass to Sam Batu.
This game wasn't only the Causeway Classic, it's an instant classic now. The Aggies win it 31-27. What an incredible afternoon for UC Davis as they will race to that Causeway trophy. They'll pick that thing up like it's a feather, Scott.
And the two coaches take their hats off, give each other a hug and embrace. And what a job for Tim Plow with a banged up defense, losing Rex and Porter Connors. The defense stepped up when they need to. The students are now jogging onto the field. This Causeway Classic will go down, as you said, Scott, an instant classic.
There's been 71 of them played, and I don't know if there's been a better one than this one today.
I got a cardiology appointment in about 20 seconds. What a game and what a job as you see the players. For the second year in a row, Tim Plow runs his record in conference now to 13-3. He's 2-0 in the Causeway Classic. Last year winning 42-39 in Sacramento. This one 31-27, a come-from-behind victory.
14 unanswered points to take the Causeway Trophy.
Started with 14 unanswered, ended with 14 unanswered, and UC Davis, just as you can see, Rocco DeLuca, the athletic director,
tears in his eyes.
I mean, an unbelievable finish as he embraces Mike Cody, a longtime former Aggie, also played in the Causeway Classic. And David Collins, our sports information director. We got a lot of people to thank, as our crew did a phenomenal job today.
What an incredible broadcast. What an incredible day. What an incredible game. As Tim Plow picks out the Causeway Trophy there. He's won it as a player. He's won it as an assistant coach. He's won it as an offensive coordinator. And now he holds that trophy high as head coach of the Ags.
And give Caden Pinnock a ton of credit, Scott. They had the turnover early. They had to punt earlier in the third quarter. But that throw late, he saw Sam Batu one-on-one against the linebacker.
This is an incredible scene here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Tim Plow surrounded by his players. They talk about Aggie pride here at UC Davis. This was the ultimate Aggie pride game. It wasn't perfect, but they hung together. Trust, unity, togetherness.
I was trying to say it with you. Trust, unity, and togetherness. It's in the notes every week. Aggie pride is Sacramento State. They fought valiantly. This was one heck of a football game.
One of the greatest that we've seen in a game that's been played every year since 1954. And the final one, at least for now, goes to the UC Davis Aggies.
And it was bookended. The very first one played a 14-0 Aggie win. This one, obviously, a come from behind 31-27 as we get a quick peek at how it started. Jordan Fish, who had 3 touchdowns today, Scott, that was his second one.
Yeah, one of the heroes of the Causeway Classic, no doubt, Jordan Fisher. How about this throw to Samuel Batu? Oh, that's the fumble that's going to be returned the other way, as the Hornets took advantage of a couple turnovers from the Aggies today.
They got 13 points off of turnovers, and how big did that mixed extra point come out to be? Because they could have kicked a tying field goal, and they were unable to do so because they missed an extra point.
No doubt about it. The Hornets fought valiantly today. They took a 10-point lead on the Rodney Hammond Jr. run, but they could not hold on to it today. UC Davis victorious in this one, 31-27. The Aggies improving to 8-3 on the year. They're going to be in the FCS playoffs for sure. As Ty Richardson with the interception right there. And then down the field, it was Pinnock to Batu on the great throw right there. And then to finish things off, the Aggies win it 37-20, 31-27. Our thank you to our entire crew here today. An incredible broadcast as the Aggies keep hold of the Causeway Trophy. Have a great afternoon, everyone.